or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guyries, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW. And you could win $5,000 now by listening to 630 KHOW on the free iHeartRadio app.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Ripped off. Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by 888heating.com. And now we're talking about air, but they do heating and air. And by the way, the guaranteed lowest price for the same product. 303-770-2776. Dependable people at referralist.com. Also at 888heating.com. 303-770-2776. Welcome. Let's talk. What's on your mind today? I love this show, and I'll tell you why. By the way, I love all shows. I really do. Michael Brown, I listened to his show today. It's probably the best radio I've heard in so long. I'm dead serious, man. I just love sometimes when he gets on his rants. But then I thought, what do I love about my show? I love it that I think anybody can call this show with any problem, and we want to help you. I don't care. I'm not trying to change any politics, religion, or anything. I'm not saying anyone else is, but I'm just saying that's my thing. And I just want to help, and I think everyone agrees on that. And everyone wants great products. Everyone wants great services. I can't think of anyone who would listen to this show and say, I disagree. That person should have been ripped off. Or I think you should put money down and not get anything in return. I think this is one show where everybody agrees that we shouldn't be ripped off, right? Now, Eva, let's go with you. You were the first caller. Let's get you up and running, and I'm going to go through these calls quickly. I also have Paul the Waterman with me, paulthewaterman.com. Hey, Eva, what's happening?
Hey, good morning. I was helping someone apply for LEAP, and I called the 800 number.
Now, LEAP is, for those listening, LEAP is low-income or low-income energy assistance or something like that, right? The program, is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. So I called the number, and right away someone got into the number and was trying to sell me.
Wait.
Oh, what do you call it? They were trying to sell. They wanted to said they wanted to give away those things you wear that if you trip and fall, you can call 911.
You must have gotten the wrong number for LEAP.
No. I tried.
Let's see. What is it? Low Income Energy Assistance Program, LEAP, LEAP. Are you listen? But they're not. They don't allow people to sell them stuff.
Hello.
They don't allow people to sell stuff at the LEAP office. What number? I want to know what number you called.
That's why I'm telling you.
What number did you call, dear? That's
188 Heat Help, and so this young lady comes on and she's saying we're giving away.
That's not the number.
What?
That's not the number.
Well, it's Heat Help.
Energy. Okay, it is. Energy Outreach Colorado is 1-866 Heat Help. However, hold on. I don't. Can you do a who is on this? This is not a .gov, it's a .org, which could be anyone. And it's how to apply. It's Energy Outreach Colorado. That is not the LEAP office. I'm sorry, but it isn't.
I'm talking about a phone call to the LEAP Help Heat
Eva,
number.
I'm trying to help you get the word out. And what I'm saying is you are correct. If you call that number, it is not LEAP. It is not LEAP. They masquerade as LEAP, but they are not.
But it's on
LEAP.
it's on the application, that number.
On which application?
To paper apply to LEAP. It's on that number is on the application.
Okay. haven't looked at the application, but the number that okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut through the mustard and find the real number, because here's what I want to do. I want to make sure, because how would a salesperson get a hold of the Leap office number?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think they did. I think it's a similar number, and I think they're masquerading. Where did you get the application? Help me there, and I'll look it up. I really do want to help, because if you're I shouldn't say telling the truth. You're telling the truth, but what I'm saying is, if your assessment is correct, then I want to know. But I'm at the Leap office right now, and the number is 866-5563. 303-866-5700. I don't know what that spells, but that's their number. And then they have another number, but none of those numbers are the ones you gave. So I have a feeling that the number, it says how to apply for Leap, okay? I'm here, and I see it. How to apply for Leap. It does give information. We do not process or manage, here's the small print, Leap applications. We are not a government agency. The number you just called, I'm just telling you that. And then it says, information about Leap, visit the State of Colorado Leap website or call HEAT Helpline at 1-866-432-8435. Did you call that number?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's on the
I want to know, is that the exact number you called? That's what I need to know. Is that the exact number? 866-43. Okay, you're sure of that?
Oh, my God.
Well, no, I mean, what's the number? I don't know if that spells HEAT Help or not, does it?
Yes, it doesn't make a difference. That's the same number.
Okay, okay. Mark, do you think that Leap hired people to sell senior citizens panic buttons?
They might.
Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, let's sell.
No, I'm being serious. I don't know. Maybe it's a new, like the Obama phone or something. I have no idea.
Well, I'm going to call the Leap office right now, because guess what? The one they have on their own website does not match that one, which is on Energy Outreach Colorado. Can you do
this application she's talking about, is that in paper, or is that just on that same website?
It's paper.
Where'd you get it?
At the office in Fort Collins.
Yeah, I'd say it's a valid number and stuff. I don't know why they're trying to sell that product.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now.
When I did finally get
HEAT Helpline. I'm calling.
The real office.
I'm calling it right now.
They said they don't do that. That their number was getting hacked.
Maybe that's possible. Maybe that number did get hacked.
No, it didn't. They don't hack numbers like that. Hold on. I'm calling it.
Yeah, all right. No worries.
Hold on. When you called, did you get a menu that said press 1, 2, 3, or 4?
It said press 1 if you're over 65.
Nope, that's not this one. Okay, you didn't call the right number. Here's what I want to do. Okay, I'm not gonna argue on the phone. Eva, hang on. Put her on hold, please. Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. Get the exact number she called and call it, Mark. The exact number, and find out if it's the state of Colorado. Because I refuse to believe that the Leap office at the state of Colorado has salespeople on the phone selling people stuff. And I also don't believe that you can hijack a number like that. I think you can do a close number, or you can do a clone, something that sounds and looks like Leap, but it's not Leap. But Eva, thank you for bringing that up, because I am looking at this website, and it is not an official website, and it even says it's not an official website. Now, the Leap office has a whole different number, so get the number that she called, and let's get to the bottom of this once and for all. Let's just do it, because I want to
put it up in call notes for me.
Okay, good. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're looking for regenerative medicine to help you avoid surgery, I just had stem cell surgery done. I mean, stem cell, the thing done. And what I want to emphasize is you get to talk to a doctor and ask all of your questions. 833-STEM-GEN, 833-STEM-GEN.
This is Dan Kaplan.
We kept going around in circles, for
by our
God's sakes.
creator. You see, we got Jordan coming up.
And the pursuit of happiness. But one of the ways those rights get ripped away is by violence on our roadways. Our firm has a proven track record of making reckless drivers and their insurance companies pay in full for the devastation they've caused. We accept righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need my help, please give us a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dancaplislaw.com.
All right. When I talk about become the banker, that is a strategy for you to take control of your money. It is not a product. What they do at Become the Banker is offer you safety and security guaranteed in writing and in contracts for your investment money. So, how can people keep their money safe during this storm? Let's ask Jordan. Jordan, with becomethebanker.org, how do they do it?
You know, Tom, that's a great question. They just need to get away from risk, and that is what we offer with Become the Banker with our guaranteed pension account. You're able to put your money, get a guaranteed bonus, and anytime the market's up, you get a growth, but anytime the market drops down or crashes, what we're all fearing with our account, it locks in. You don't ride the market down.
And also, when it comes to overfunding life insurance, the same thing. You get guaranteed returns.
That's correct. Guaranteed returns, tax-free growth, and for the second part, you get liquidity. You can use that money when the recession hits or to pay those debts off. So thank you, Tom. That is a great question.
Now, they can call you directly and set up a private meeting, or you have seminars from time to time, or and people can see videos on the website. Is that right?
That is correct. If they go to, as you mentioned, becomethebanker.org or mymoneymyway.com will be where they can set up that appointment directly as well as the video.
mymoneymyway.com, 303-779-6600. One other thing, Jordan, are people too old to get involved in this?
It's never too old to start saving money. It's never too old
to keep create income, if you wanted to do the annuity and you had a lump sum, can you create annuity almost immediately? I mean, income?
You can. You can. You can turn it on immediately. So we have different strategies for different time frames. So it's based off of if you need it today, tomorrow, 5, 10, 15 years from now, you decide.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning. It's a great alternative to the stock market for sure, and of course of savings. That's becomethebanker.org, 303-779-6600. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Have a good rest of the day.
I'm not trying to argue with that woman, but she had it all fucking wrong. Can you believe Biden wants to rerun?
Hey, Shannon.
Yeah, man.
That last Art of Granite, was that a run a schedule or was that a live? What is it? What info do you have on it?
Something that just ran? Let me see.
Yeah, it just ran. It's Art of Granite.
Well, it certainly wouldn't have been a live. It's not like I put that in to cover a live.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just curious what you see on it.
Have you ever seen what our log looks like?
Not for a while.
It says Art of Granite.
Okay.
I mean, it's got...
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay. Just since 1999 in this building, well, even before that, when we had the paper log back at the old building, you know, who's the salesperson on that? Oh my God, it says Art of Granite. Supposed to be first and break? It says Art of Granite! It says M&M service.
Yeah.
Is that one getting fixed?
It should be fixed.
Sure, it should be fixed. And the shuttle shouldn't have blown up.
I was assured it was fixed.
And the shuttle shouldn't have blown up and killed 7 astronauts.
True that.
First time.
We're calling the heat helpline.
And Eve shouldn't have eaten the apple.
That's right. And one of her kids shouldn't have killed one of her other kids.
Cain
carefully
and
as our
Abel.
menu has been
Although in
updated.
Cain's
If you
defense,
have applied for
he
leave
may
and
not
would
have
like to check
understood
the
that kicking his
status of your
brother's ass would have
application,
killed him.
press
You know what I
2.
mean? They didn't know
If you are
death
calling
at
for
that
assistance
point.
with your heating
And
bill
so
or
just
for
beating the
information
crap
on
out of
how to
him. It's like,
apply,
dude, get up.
press 3.
Get up. Come
You
on,
are
man.
calling
Come on. Stop playing. Get up.
Thank you for calling. An
May not
agent
have
will
known.
be with you shortly. If your heating system is malfunctioning or not working at all, you may qualify for a crisis
Ooh,
intervention
80 cents
program,
off 2
which can help
packages
with
of
the repair
strawberries.
or
I'm going to leave.
replacement
You got
of your
this, Kel?
non-working heating system. To speak with someone about the crisis intervention program, you can call 855-4MY-HEAT. That's 8.
Good morning. Thanks for
here we
calling the
go.
Tom Martino Show. How can
Station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Mark, did you call that number for LEAP?
I'm on it right now. I'm getting to the bottom of it. Hang
Okay,
tight, go to
and
the
make
next
sure,
one.
I want to know, is this the state office, and do they have salespeople on the line? Mike has a comment on LEAP. Go ahead, Mike. Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Yeah, about a month ago, I had something similar when I called the 1-800 number on my debit card to check the balance. Immediately, an operator picked up and gave me a 15-minute spiel for so-called free lifeline.
I do not doubt that. I do not doubt that. That is a private company, and private companies contract out the upselling services, and I have seen more and more of that, Mike. It's amazing how many places you call. Listen to this. I forget what it was about. I went for something to renew a service. And after I did it, maybe a streaming service, I don't know, whatever it was. I signed up for something. Then it asks you, do you want this? Do you want this too? Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want this? It's amazing because they have the lead, and what they do is resell that lead. So those people pay to make their pitch to the leads. For example, let's say Paul the Waterman here. He advertises like a demon, right? He advertises. Now, let's say he made an agreement with a company, like a plumbing, or somebody that complements what he does but doesn't sell the same thing. And he could say, look, after I sell a water system, you can have the lead and ask them if they need X, Y, or Z. Or a window covering place can do that. Once I sell a window covering, you might want to call and say, or excuse me, a window company might sell leads to a window covering place. You're seeing more and more shared leads nowadays. And I think it's a wise thing. I do. But did it piss you off, Mike?
Oh, yeah, because we had thought of getting one for my 89-year-old aunt, and I didn't think it was going to be free, but, you know, they wait until the very end, about
Right.
like 15 minutes later,
Right.
to spring the cost on you.
Yeah. But thanks, Mike, for that heads up, because you're right. And it goes for free services, trial periods. It goes for renewing things, and it goes for regular advertising. I don't think there's anything wrong with lead sharing. I don't think there is. But I think people should know, maybe. Well, no, I don't know. How would they know? If you call, for example, let's say you call a garage door company. Now, I'm not saying my garage door company does this with One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I don't think they do it. In fact, I know they don't. But let's say they wanted to. Technically, they could sell that lead after they get a new garage door. Maybe the lead goes somewhere else that can complement the garage door, right? Or a garage door company might sell to another kind of company. Who knows? I think shared leads are important. I had a sponsor inquire about that. He said, look, Tom, I do a lot of beautiful bathrooms, and he does. He does a beautiful job. Renew Home Innovations. And he wasn't trying to do anything sneaky. He says, I do beautiful showers, but I notice sometimes the house needs tile floors. We can do those. We can do the bathroom, but what about outside, like the regular house? We don't do that. But if we notice the windows are deteriorated or the siding, we could make a reference. And there's nothing wrong with cross-selling like that. Nothing at all. And by the way, just because I mentioned them, Renew Home Innovations, 72 months to pay no interest on those beautiful custom showers. And they get them done in 2 or 3 days, 303-904-2000. Now, let's talk about this. You have a trip to Vegas, or is it really a trip to Vegas, or is it a nightmare? Summer, what about you?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's going on with your trip?
So my husband and I went to Las Vegas to celebrate our 17-year anniversary. On the last day, we were staying at one of the hotels, getting our day started. It was about 12:15ish, and we were sitting on the edge of the pool. And I stood up. We were sitting in front of our chair and towel that we were using, and I stood up to grab my towel, took one step towards it, and just remember kind of dancing, trying to keep my balance.
What happened?
Before you know it, I fell. Not sure how it all happened, but I just remember looking at my knee.
It was the pool deck? Was it the pool deck?
It was, yeah, and it's normally slick. When I'm, walking around just in my flip-flops, it's always been kind of slick, so I always try to be extra careful. Well, I looked at my knee, and it was just, like, into a bowl. My kneecap was in a bowl. I had a lump below it. Unfortunately, we were hoping it was just a dislocation, but I was on the pool deck laying there for quite some time, and my husband asked them to call an ambulance. The lifeguard, waitress, staff were all saying, we'll call security, About 20 people were standing around from what I remember, and by video that other bystanders took and pictures they took, they were standing around worrying about their own pictures of my knee, where I fell, documentation. I remember them passing, documents over me, asking people to give a witness statement for the hotel.
Of course. That's the cover your ass mode. But let me ask you this. What was the bottom line? First of all, let me just say something on this. What's the point? And I don't mean that to be nasty. I meant, do you feel that their delay caused you more harm?
I do. I just feel like there was some negligence there.
Okay, negligence, this is what I need to get to. Because, Summer, many times when we have these issues, people they say, oh, I know that I'm at a pool and it can be slippery, and I'm not blaming them for falling. I'm blaming them for the reaction. Other times you're blaming them for both. So which part got you upset?
Well, I do feel like part of me is like, hey, yeah, it's an accident, but their area is pretty slick.
Okay, so you're not so concerned that they were standing around. You were pissed off that you fell, and it shouldn't have been that slick. And by the way, I agree. If it's a pool deck and the public, meaning the guests, are invited on that pool deck, but did anyone else get hurt? Because that's where your strength is, only if multiple people get hurt. We can check with our personal injury expert on this, and here's the deal, though. Let's get right to it. What injuries did you sustain?
So my patella, the kneecap, split completely in half.
Oh! Did you have to have it replaced?
Possibly. I see a surgeon tomorrow, so their key was to get me comfortable, get it straight in a brace on a plane as quick as possible because of all the pain that was going to kick in.
Okay, so obviously the time they took standing around did not cause that. The fall did. So even though it pissed you off, they didn't react right. That has nothing to do with the personal injury. The question is, did the hotel bear responsibility for it? And I need to talk to an expert, and guess what? We're going to call one for you, and let's get his spin on this. I want him to weigh in because truly, he's seen enough of this. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm going to mark this pending for John Fuller. So, Kachina, let's try to get John Fuller in.
Okay.
And answer that. Okay. What do you think? What do you think, Mark? What do you think? Right on first blush, what is your opinion? First blush.
We go to Vegas a lot, and I will tell you, every half mile there is a billboard for exactly this: premise liability if you've been hurt in a casino.
Oh, really?
All the advertising that I see just driving around in an Uber is amazing. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If it happened in Colorado, I'd say nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, see, it's hard to say on premises. Premises liability is one of the weakest areas of personal injury. It has to be almost egregious. But hold on, and we'll talk about this. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth.
Tom, you hitting the clock. Are you okay?
Hey, you better not be a wise guy.
Listen, if you got some bad news from a doctor or
No,
something, you can tell us.
I got Paul Dowding here. I'm trying to be really nice.
All right.
The
Paul, we need you here every day.
Freeways, I-25 north and southbound showing intended speeds into and out of downtown. Up on the northeast end of Commerce City, I-270 westbound, regular slowdowns approaching Vasquez. Further east to the airport, I-70 east and westbound flowing free. And on the far east end of town, C-470 southbound. Looks like slowdowns continue between 56th and 26th through road construction. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, nice and sunny throughout the metro. For now, we are seeing some clouds rolling in with chance of rain throughout the metro proper and snow in the highlands and mountains. The current temperature in Denver is 56 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Before he was president, he worked in his dad's store after getting kicked out of the Army. We'll have the story of U.S. Grant. Be sure to listen to this edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
O'Brien Legal Services. That is an attorney and a firm that helps you with real estate issues, and God knows we need it. Based on this show, just the easements and border disputes and common areas and roads and all of that, plus how about covenants and all of that? What about buying a home with a partner that's not your spouse? What about fix and flips? What about big commercial leases, residential leases, any issue? OLSlaw.com. O'Brien Legal Services. That's Brad and his team. You need a real estate attorney just to look over documents for a closing? That's it. OLSlaw.com, 720-370-7388.
You already know that Rosetta Stone is one of the best.
Do you want anything? How much time do I have, bro?
4.5.
Oh, you are a bro. Do you want some more?
You pooped twice.
Good morning. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you? Okay.
People are morons. Are we still on break?
Okay, what's your name? You're
What
breaking
was
up
that?
a little bit. Do you have me on a speakerphone?
Shannon.
Okay, what was your name?
Testing.
Jody.
I'm down.
Okay, Jody. And you have an issue with eye doctor. Okay, hang on for me, and Tom and Mark will be with you as soon as possible, okay? Hold on.
KHOW.com.
Hey, Shannon, what's going on over there, sir?
None of your business, Mark.
You know, I think I dropped off for a second. Where's Tommy? I don't know if the connection's great.
Uh-oh, sunspots.
I'm here.
Are you there? I'm telling you, I dropped off. I was dead air for about 2 minutes, bro.
What do you mean you dropped off? You're in you're home?
Yeah, I'm at home today, man.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
I dropped off. Listen, I don't know what we did. I think Fuller would be great to talk to. I also left a message for one of those billboard attorneys in Las Vegas.
Is Suze in the studio or is she home?
No, she's in the kitchen.
That's where never mind. I didn't say it. Never mind. Ooh. I didn't say it. Okay. All right. I would never say that. Not about her.
I know I wouldn't.
Okay.
Bring up Johnny Boy.
I'm here.
Hey, man. So.
What's going on?
Summer.
No, don't give him a preview.
Well, you got to give him something.
No, I like spontaneity, man. He's smart. He can react.
Okay, John, what do you think?
We're not on the air yet.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't even know what the question is.
Tom,
are we on the air? Be honest with me.
Yes.
We came back from break without me knowing it.
Yes.
Do you know how dangerous that is?
Music.
Yeah, we were playing music and everything, and I started the show because
no, seriously then. If we are, no, seriously. Okay, tell the story, Mark, with Summer.
All right, so Summer goes to Las Vegas. She's by a pool, John, and she ends up falling. She slips. It's really slippery, and I mean really bad injuries. It looks like she needs an entire knee replacement, but what's really irritating her outside of the injury, it took them over an hour or close to an hour just to get an ambulance there. They had security come out. Security, of course, was taking photographs and interviewing everybody around.
None of that matters to John will tell you that. None of that matters to the injury.
But that was one of her big concerns.
Well,
so,
I know,
I mean, that's why I'm saying it.
And I think, John, you hear this all the time. People are more pissed off sometimes about the reaction. Like, I know one time you were on the show, a woman fell in a supermarket, and she said the guy laughed or chuckled a little, and she was more pissed off about that than her injuries. So let's get right to the injury. What I'm asking you is if you're on a pool deck and you slip and fall and crack your knee open, is that the hotel's fault? I mean, can you sue? Mark says he sees billboards all over Vegas talking about premises liability. Are you sure, Mark, they specifically mention premises liability?
Oh, my God, they look just like this. Have you been hurt in a casino? Call us now.
Yeah. No, listen, let me tell you guys, one of the things that I can tell you without any reservation is that the laws in Colorado regarding premises liability are way, 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 way stricter than they are in Las Vegas, okay? In for that matter, in almost every state in the country except for Colorado.
Okay.
She may have a viable claim that she absolutely needs to pursue. Of course, since the accident happened in Las Vegas, she'll be required to get a Las Vegas attorney or a Nevada attorney to go after the casino there, just from a venue standpoint. But I can tell her that would be a tough case in Colorado, but it may be a 100% viable case in Nevada.
What would make them liable? Let's say in a normal state, what makes someone liable?
Well, negligence and the failure to foresee the dangerous condition of the slipperiness. It could have been suntan lotion or some other, substance on the pool deck that caused it to be slippery. Some failure of the pool operator to clean up after a spill or to do it negligently. It could have been the failure to have, places for the patron to hold on to as they were entering or transversing an area. I mean, I can think of a million different ways that they could have done something negligently that in Colorado may not fly, but in another state would.
Okay, so ask your questions, and let's see what he says, Summer. He doesn't know necessarily Nevada law. Do you, John, on that? Do you know what Nevada's law is on that?
No.
Okay, so Summer, do you have any questions?
Tom, just so you know, we are going to have an attorney from Las Vegas that specializes in this on probably next hour, yes.
Oh, good. Let's just hold it then. So, John, premises liability here is very difficult, but do you know specifically states where, I mean, you fall, it's their fault?
Well, I don't think in any state it's just a strict liability that if you fall, it's automatically the landlord or the property owner's fault. I just think that you have to understand that in Colorado, they have specifically set out to make it difficult for plaintiffs to bring action successfully against landowners. They did that because of a perceived risk that the alternative was that every business in the state would be crippled by these runaway lawsuits and that everybody would be slipping and falling every other day in the grocery stores. I don't think that ever actually happened, but Colorado is by far one of the strictest, hardest states to bring a premises liability action in by far.
Okay. Thank you very much, John Fuller. He's our personal injury expert, and he does mostly car accidents. Let's face it, in Colorado, that's the main thing. Premises liability is another, malpractice another area, very, very difficult. What other kind of personal injury is there, John? We have malpractice, we have premises, we have auto accidents. What else?
Well, you get into your bad faith, insurance type cases, anything along those lines. You've got semi-accidents, bus accidents, train accidents, parachute accidents. I mean, any time that you entrust your safety to somebody else and something bad happens and you get injured, there's the potential for there to be some coverage and therefore a claim.
All right. Now, John, you happen to be the 1,000th guest appearance. So, ding, 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 you win a prize, and you have to answer these questions. Is it what you know or who you know?
In what context?
In anything. You don't have a chance to clarify. You got to answer. What's more?
Well, I'd say 9 out of 10 times it's who you know.
Okay. Marvel or DC? Come on, man.
Marvel.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, it's Star Trek.
I'm with you there. Summer or winter?
Summer by far.
Foreign or domestic when it comes to cars, not women?
Domestic.
Really? Bitcoin or dollar?
Dollar.
Progressive or conservative? I'm not asking about you. I'm talking about just in life.
Well, conservative by nature.
Okay.
It's not a political question.
Okay. All right. Thank you, John. You passed, by the way. You can collect your prize. 303.
Did I get a T-shirt or something?
Yep. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. This time I'm going to know when I'm back from a break, and I'm not, because I could have said something very embarrassing, and these guys are here. I am sitting, waiting, and we're on and we've come back. That is not good. We got more coming up.
Sorry about that.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
An easy drive throughout the Denver Metro before we hit that 11 o'clock hour. I-25 in north and southbound showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west end, 6th Avenue east and westbound. It's an easy drive to and from the Golden area.
So, Tom, do whatever you want with this 60.
Yeah. Driving to and from DIA, and that same goes for out west into the mountains. We're seeing highway speeds, however, may change in the next few hours. On the south end of town, I-225 north and southbound. No complaints for our friends in Aurora and DTC. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, nice and sunny out there now. However, we will see some clouds rolling in from the west with rain throughout the Denver metro and potential snow in the highlands and mountains. The current temperature in Denver is 57 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Dell Technologies provides growing businesses with tools to do incredible things, because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
You know, John Fuller, you just heard from, he's our personal injury expert, truly, and he will evaluate your case, 303, and by the way, there's no obligation, 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. Now let's talk about something that I love, real estate. Frank Duran makes real estate a breeze. Whether it is buying or selling and you need help, he'll do it. If you just want to know what's out there, what does the buying market look like? What does the selling market look like? He'll do a complete analysis of your home, and it's free of charge with no obligation. He is a great guy. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. And that is 303-920-1622 for a complete analysis of everything to do with selling your home. The house, the neighborhood, supply and demand, interest rates, inflation. 303-920-1622. 888heating.com. You know what they're going to do? Replace your heating and air, and they're going to say to you, plus they do service too, a guaranteed lowest price. Let them see what you have, and they say with the same equipment, they'll beat any price, and even with different equipment, you'll like their values. They dare you to call 303-770-2776, 888-HEATING.com. And Harris Family Law is there for you with webinars. If you have a question about family law, you can go to harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars and find out everything you need to know on the topics they've covered. Plus, every Wednesday they have a new one, so you can find out about tomorrow night's. That's harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars.
Thank you.
Powers here with
Okay, now.
Hey, Shannon.
Yeah.
Why would I drop in and out? Do you have any idea?
Something wasn't right?
Yeah, well, no doubt. I couldn't hear anything. Any audio coming back, you guys, I couldn't hear anything. And then the next thing I hear is the end of the music playing.
Oh. Because that was me, because I was hollering at you guys off the air.
I couldn't hear anything. I mean, I was totally dead. So I disconnected the Comrex and reconnected. And then all I heard was literally the end of the music starting to pot down.
Yeah, it was.
So then I start it, and then Tom comes in, and holy crap, Tom, you didn't even know we were on, huh?
I don't think he knows now.
I don't know if he's on now. I have no idea.
It's awful.
Is he even there on
Mark,
the video?
Shannon was out of the office.
Yeah, he's there.
What's that?
He's there.
Shannon was out of the office, and I'm just sitting here fat, dumb, and happy.
Oh, well, big deal. He's got us. He doesn't have his headphones on. He can't hear us at all. He probably doesn't have return audio or anything going on.
Oh, what are we going to do?
Well, it'll be what it is.
Yeah.
Could it be his internet connection?
No, I can see him.
Wouldn't be as vast difference.
I think he's just BSing with Paul and has everything down. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yep.
Now he's not moving in my picture.
Time for a well check?
Let me see. There he is. He's moving.
Did we lose Summer, or are we calling her back?
We're calling her back because Mark's trying to get a Las Vegas lawyer.
Yeah, as soon as I get a Las Vegas lawyer.
Fantastic. Tom, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay. Just want to make sure everybody knows. 10 seconds.
Okay. God, he said they work great. He gets a lot of hits. I'm going to find
to hire.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to the phones. And Mark is working on getting a personal injury attorney out in Nevada area for Vegas. And, okay, what is happening with Amber? This sounds so strange. She needs help finding her missing mom. Now, Amber, talk to me about this.
Hi there.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. What's happening?
I'm kind of reaching out to you because we are kind of at wit's end. We've run out of resources and we don't know what else to do. My mom, Terry Ackman's been missing since 2018 from Locksley, Colorado.
When you say he's been missing, she's literally been missing.
Yes.
Like,
missing.
how did this happen? Walk me back then. Tell me what happened. Walk me through it.
Okay. So in August 2018, August 23rd, she used to watch my children. They called me the night before. She had to work the next day and said that she wasn't able to watch my kids.
Now, she called you on the 23rd or on the 22nd, about the 23rd?
It would have been the 22nd. The 23rd, she was supposed to show up, but that was the day that she was reported missing by her husband.
So on the 22nd, she said, I can't come by tomorrow.
Right.
And why did? And she said she had to go to work.
No, she used to work for me. She used to watch my kids. She was kind of on
and
the
did she say why she could not come to your house?
No, she did not, but she was crying, which was odd. And it was a quick conversation. And then next day, her husband showed up at my house to watch the children.
Okay. Now, you say her husband. I think everyone listening right now said the husband did it, whatever that is. I mean, come on. I mean, Amber, think about this. She was crying. She said, I can't make it. Maybe they were having a fight. Maybe she was planning on splitting. And then he shows up the next day. When he showed up, did he say, by the way, your mom's home sick? What did he say?
He said that she was sleeping and that he was there to watch the kids and she could not watch them.
And how bad was she crying? How bad was she crying?
She was upset. I mean, she wasn't to where she couldn't breathe crying, but she was obviously upset. And then I never heard from her again.
Now, hold on. When he showed up, he said she's home.
Yes, when he showed up, he said she was at home.
How long have you known this man prior to this?
Prior to that, only about 5 years prior.
Okay. Oh, so they had been married. Was he violent? Was he mean?
He drank a lot and he was verbally abusive.
God. Yeah. Okay. Now, how did you find out? Okay, he watched the kids. Now keep going. How did we find out she's missing? So he watched the kids, then what?
He came to watch my kids, but my husband actually was home because he took the day off. He stayed at our house all day long, almost trying to propose an alibi. Went home around 3 o'clock in the afternoon that same day, called me that night at 8:30 p.m., and stated that he filed a missing persons report on my mom. She was missing. All her things were left behind. Everything.
Okay, come on. I mean, did the police investigate this guy?
And that's where we're having a problem with, and that's why we're reaching out to you. The police department did not take it seriously in the beginning. They treated it as a missing adult, which by law, adults can leave and come back. But when you have an adult telling you or a family member telling you something is wrong, something is suspicious, they did not act upon it as they should have.
They never investigated. Now, tell me about this guy. Did you ever look into him? I mean, where'd she meet him? He was verbally abusive and he drank. Obviously, something happened. She could have run away. What do you think?
I do not think she ran away. I think there is suspicious circumstances between her husband and also his son, which is an adult. I think that something happened between those two that may have potentially harmed my mother.
That's what I think. Mark, what do you think? Guys, what do you think? Come on.
I have no idea.
Come on, think about this.
Crazy.
I mean, it's always the husband or the wife, right? Isn't that the first one? No, you know what I mean. Not always.
Why aren't the cops doing anything?
Well, their thing is that okay. So it was Lockwood Police Department
that tells you everything right there.
Right. It has they don't have a detective. Yes.
They got a detective in Lockwood. What does he do?
Yeah, but what county? I mean, why don't we go straight to
when
the
he doesn't have
police?
his finger, you know where? What does he do? Come on. Let's get this thing. This is crazy. And it's since 2018. And no one's ever heard from her again. Tell me what happened tell me what happened to the person of interest.
So they supposedly took them back to the police department, talked with them, but it was not an official interview. They took a long time to get things going once they realized, okay, something's weird about this. After we reached out to many resources, getting Rampart Rescue out there, the police never did that. They missed
Hold on. I have a lot of questions. Don't answer them yet. Did she take a car? Did she take money? Did she have credit cards? My God, there's so much. Lock Buoy, there's your answer. What are these people doing? What resources do they have in Lock Buoy, for God's sakes? Yeah, man, parking?
Good.
Oh, this is a freaking murder.
Yeah, I can. I have it here.
Keep her on there.
970-657-4576.
What are you kidding me? I'm going to look for his videos.
No problem. No problem.
It could be on YouTube. Let me go look at YouTube.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Does he have a... Oh, there he is. Frank Duran. Okay, let's see.
I will be back.
Okay, here's an example. Let me get my speaker up. All right, let me get... not those. I'll show you the good ones here. I just want to get my sound up. Gotta get the sound where it goes so we can hear it. There it is. Okay. They're really short on different topics. See? So we don't have to do yours like this, but I'm just saying. Okay, now listen. Individual. Okay. Well, you get the idea. Let me just get... I don't know why I'm not hearing this, though.
You know how you did that commercial? Other licensed real estate brokers on our team that work with our buyers, they're buyer specialists, but they also make sure that we're not missing important things on the listing.
And then just...
I believe it's very important to be sincere with people. And so we have no gimmicks, just results and proven credibility. There's a lot of gimmicky stuff going on there. You know, we'll sell your home quick, and if we can't sell it in so many days, we'll write you a check. When people say that if they can't sell the property, they'll buy it, I think clearly they're not trying to be good.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I know we had a caller that said some great stuff. Is our you know, we're not up on YouTube, by the way. Just so you know. My studio, yours is dark, Mark, and mine is dark. Does everybody know that?
I'm watching you right now.
You're watching. So, okay, then I must have.
I'm watching YouTube.
I must have a bad link or something because I just see an empty chair, and then where Mark is black, which isn't altogether bad, but I'm just wondering where I am.
I just have your office on right now.
Okay.
That's all I see.
Oh, I'm here. Okay, good. I'm glad Mark's not. I'm just kidding. I didn't see anything, actually. Let me see where we are here. Live. Oh, I see me. Okay, there we are. Mark, did you ever find anything from that leap? Is Mark around? Let me see where we are here. Live. Oh, I see me. Yeah, but we do more than one. Different topics, PFAs, softening. See, people are confused. Well, I got to go over that stuff, too, when we get a break, because I've made notes on that. Come on, man. What are you talking about? I put them all here.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. I'm a uniter, not a divider. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life easier. Everyone loves that. Everyone knows that. So there's no reason to ever ever not call the show. If you need help, we're here to help you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Paul the Waterman's with me, and we do have some important questions, seriously, on forever chemicals and softening and reverse osmosis, how they're all different, but you need to know what combinations you need. Right now, there's a shocking story that Amber is telling us. Listen to this. On August 22nd, 2018, mom calls crying. Said, I can't watch the kids tomorrow. That would have been the 23rd. On the 23rd instead, her husband shows up, not Amber's dad. She had known him about 5 years. He watched the kids, except husband was home, but the guy stayed there anyway. All day, went home about 3 o'clock. He called later to say he filed a missing persons report for her mom. Police questioned her husband. Nothing was ever done. Amber, I need to know this. I'm going to do the lightning round first. Then we'll talk.
Okay.
Did she take clothes?
No.
Did she take her wallet?
No.
Did she take cash? Do you know?
No.
Any withdrawals
No.
from the bank? Any credit card activity after that?
No activity.
Okay. Come on. Did you tell police when she called you she was crying?
Yes. I told them everything.
And you're telling me this Lock Fooey police department did nothing?
In the beginning, they did not. They took the report and treated it as just a missing person. Until I was putting forth that something was not right. They missed a lot of evidence that was told, which could have potentially made or broke the case already. My mom never had a history of doing anything like that, and they were explained that. Her phone wasn't pulled, like any of their phones. Their phones weren't pulled until months later. They didn't follow up.
What did they find? For God's sakes, bring in somebody with a brain if Lock Buoy can't handle it. How many people are in Lock Buoy? I didn't even know they could afford a police department. Is it like a Barney Fife kind of place, or does it look sophisticated?
It's super, super small, yes. It's probably the size of your hand, just being funny. But, yes, it's small, and they don't have many people on their force,
okay.
Not even a detective.
They don't have a detective. So who investigated it? Like what, the security guard for the school or what? Who investigated?
So Sergeant Southard at the time was in charge of the case, and her reasoning behind not giving the case to actually Weld County was because they don't have to. It happened in their city, and they have resources available.
They don't have to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is our case.
Yes.
We see nothing, we know nothing. Come on, this is No, I don't want to make light. This is your mom. Honest to God, Amber. Really, I don't want to make light, but this is crazy. Did you ever think about hiring a private detective? Okay, does she have life insurance?
That's the other thing. She never held life insurance until a month before she went missing.
My God! And who took out the pot? Who's the beneficiary? Let me guess. Uncle Fester.
No. Exactly. Yes.
Where is this guy now? Tell me Tahiti. No, where is he?
He's still outside, still living in his house, still in Lock Buoy.
Was it his house or her house? Whose house was it?
It's his house. It was his house, but they lived together in the same household.
Her husband took out, come on, Lock Buoy Police. Her husband takes out life insurance a month before or a year before?
A month before.
A month before. Hold on, Lock Buoy. Let me draw a diagram for you. Husband drinks and is angry and abusive. He takes out a life insurance policy on his wife. She calls crying, saying she can't watch her grandkids, who she dearly loves. He shows up the next day and spends the day, goes home and says, oh, by the way, She's missing. Okay, there we got it. She doesn't take a wallet. She doesn't take money. She doesn't take clothes. And Lock Bowie goes, what's up, folks? I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Holy crap. This is almost like a joke. It's almost like a joke. I mean, really and truly, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And they've never gotten back to you?
They're horrible at responding. They don't communicate.
Oh my God! Have they done anything at all? These clowns?
So since then, every time that I've reached out to them to get a response back, oh well, we've reached out to CBI. Oh, we've reached out to FBI. Oh, you have, but what is being done is my question. When is the last time you made an effort on my mom's case?
In the words of my favorite cartoon character.
There's something screwy around here.
I'm telling you, these people, Lock Bowie. Holy crap. I mean, is the same detective in charge at Lock Bowie, or is it the only one they have? I mean, is it the only police? How many police officers are there?
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. The poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed.
How many?
Okay.
They have. They don't even have one single detective.
They should have referred this to someone else. The state needs to get involved.
And that's exactly what we said.
The state needs to get involved.
No one wants to get involved. That's where we're lost, because we just don't understand how this tiny town of Lock Bowie, and sure, there's jurisdictional police boundaries and such, but from what I understood, is that Wells County oversees them, but apparently not. We've reached out to the state's attorney, CBI, FBI, anyway, we're lost now.
This is so crazy. Mark, if this was your mom, I'm serious now, what would you be doing right now? If it was your
private detective.
Oh my God. Amber, they're expensive maybe. Maybe we get a committee of private detectives and we do something kind of, pro bono or something.
To not do anything, though, for 5 years, I find just red flags, honestly.
What do you mean by that, Mark? What do you mean by that?
I mean numerous things by that.
Well, no, tell me. What do you mean? Do you mean like they know something?
If my mom was missing for 5 years, I think I would have gotten involved the first week, not the 5th year. That's all.
What have you been doing for the last 5 years, Amber?
Well, I've reached out to every agency I possibly could. I reached out to somebody I knew with Adams County. We both had Rampart Rescue go out to do a search, which Lock Bowie never did. I've been out to the field. Does he still maintain a relationship with you? No, I have cut off all ties to him. So you suspected him from the beginning? From the very beginning. And his son. Oh, no. What about his son? His son at the time was 40 years old, and come to find out he's a professional chokehold artist and can choke and kill somebody within 7 seconds. They all lived within. How do you become a professional chokehold artist? Well, he was in martial arts, and I guess that's their classification, what they call it. So he goes through training and can kill someone in 7 seconds in a chokehold.
He can choke the chicken in 7 seconds.
This is terrible. Okay, so hold on.
And go ahead.
Why? Let's just get right to it. Opportunity, yes. What's motive?
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand.
Were they getting along? Did you ever observe them together?
No. Yes, I observed them together, and they didn't get along. My mom was actually in the process of trying to leave him because of his abusiveness, and he would cut her down. I was trying to help my mom leave him by opening up like a separate bank account without him knowing. I'm trying to help her get.
Okay, now tell me, who had more money, him or her?
He did.
Okay.
But not by much. Not by much.
How much was the life insurance? And did he collect?
The life insurance policy, He hasn't collected it. That's the thing. But he was still paying on it after she was missing.
How much was it?
The policy amount on her was $14,000.
Oh, that's nothing. $14,000?
It's not much, but it is to someone who doesn't have much.
Are they poor? I mean, tell me the house. Is it a little shack or what?
It's a trailer.
Okay, so they're both
and
poor.
They were not wealthy, no.
But you're right. That would leave the motivation less than otherwise. So he was a drunk living in a trailer, and she came to live with him.
Yes.
Is it safe to say your mom didn't exercise great judgment?
Yes.
Was she an alcoholic?
I would say that. No, not at all.
And
but she did have depression, and she did have bipolar.
Could she have committed suicide somewhere?
No, not at all.
Why do you say that?
Not at all. Because me and her were really close, and I basically had to help her through a lot of things, and she always was at my house. I've known about her medical history for years.
You know, it's really hard to get rid of a body. It's really, I mean, I shouldn't have said it like that. God, the way I said that. No, seriously. It's not like murder is something easy, for God's sakes. I mean, you leave telltale signs all over the place, and of course now we got to understand it's Loch Buoy, so anything could happen. I mean,
it's a pretty big accusation to say this guy and his kid had something to do with it.
I didn't say it, but it sounds pretty damn suspicious that they weren't investigated thoroughly, or maybe.
Well, how do you investigate that? Let's go down that road. You show up at the trailer.
Have you ever watched CSI? You look for remnants in the car. You look for remnants in his son's car. You look for remnants in the house. Was a body dragged? Was anything done? Are there any signs of force? Anything? I mean, you look for all kinds of stuff. I'm not a cop, but I'm sure cops listening right now, Mark, say they don't just throw up their hands and say, "Oh well." I mean, I'm sure there's some procedure.
You have to have a little bit of evidence to go in and start searching the trailer and cars and everything.
No, you're talking about the legality of it. I don't know. I wish a law enforcement guy would answer me right now.
I'm saying we're beating up on Loch Buoy. I mean, this woman might be nuts.
So you're saying that Loch Buoy might have done a thorough investigation?
I have no idea. I know nothing about Loch Buoy. You know what? I'm going to call him up. I need this lady's mother's info.
Okay, I'll give it to you. My mom's name is Terry Ackerman.
No. Give it to Kelly off air.
No, we do not want stuff on the air on this one.
Okay.
Not on this one.
Well, it's all over on the news too. So
hold on. So wait, it's been on the news. Has he been named as a person? Huh?
It has been on the news. If you type her name in Google, it comes up on everything.
Okay, hold on. I want to make this clear.
What's her name then?
Hold on. I want to make it clear, seriously, that was he named as a person of interest?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I know. Because I'm just saying it's a natural thing to be a person of interest, and I'm not saying he did anything. What's her name?
Mm-hmm. Terry Ackerman.
Ackerman. How do you spell that?
Ackerman. And
it's Loch Buoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Carrie with a C?
Terri.
Like a CD, you'll have easy access to your money whenever you need it. Learn more at belco.org or any Belco branch. Balances between $10,000 and $50,000 earn 3.45% APY. Balances under $10,000 do not earn interest. Conditions and restrictions apply. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA. Belco. Banking for everyone.
All right. The best water heater deals anywhere. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Man, we love talking about this because for $11.99 you get a brand new water heater, the old one taken out and thrown away, and the new one put in with new water lines, a new gas flex line, and that's a 40-gallon. For a 50-gallon, it's only $13.99. And he says he'll beat any price for any water heater. That's EuroPlumbingColorado.net. You don't want to miss out on these deals. 303-668-6844. That's 668-6844. Made in the Shade. You want to talk about deals for window coverings? Made in the Shade. What kind of window coverings you want? They have them all. Made in the Shade. You can contact them at referralist.com or call them. I'll give you that number. And here's the deal. Locally owned and operated. A designer helps you order. They measure and estimate free. They have all price budgets, all major brands. Everything done in-house, including installation and guaranteed. That's Made in the Shade, 720-458-6566. Hey, if you're preparing for retirement at 30 or 300, whatever age, you can go to Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Now, let me tell you something about them. They're doing my retirement help. What they do is look at my elements. They look at a pension, maybe a 401k, an IRA, savings, investments. They look at insurance. They look at mortgage. They look at everything you have, and they say, hey, here's probably what you need. Here's what you don't need. You're heavy here. You're light here. They help people in all income brackets, in all stages of retirement, and they can help you get ready to create income and stability. And they're totally transparent on how they charge and why they charge and what they charge. And it's pennies compared to what they save you. They're sponsors of the show, and I urge you to get a free evaluation from Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. That's rpcenter.com. RP, that stands for Retirement Planning. rpcenter.com. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. They'll even come to you and meet with you as much as it takes for you to feel comfortable. 970-663-3211.
Thank you.
All right, so it's not like we have an exclusive here. I mean,
people help find her mom. I guess she's been missing since 2018, and I was just trying to get a little more information on the case. I've read a few articles on 9 News and stuff, but they're all dated at least a year old. Is there any more info you guys can share, or what's going on with the case? Is Delbert still the person of interest, if you will?
she left her wallet and cell phone and everything. Come on, man. No one can just disappear.
Okay, I can leave you the information, or you can put me through to her voicemail, or I'm sorry, was it a him or her?
This is all over the place. All over the place. She's on podcasts. She's on everything. This is sad, man.
Well, you definitely lightened it up with dueling banjos.
I did what?
You lightened it up with dueling banjos.
Yeah, like
very nice.
I'm not sure it was
the theme from Mayberry.
Okay, I gotta get that. I gotta get that one. Hold on. I gotta write that down.
Oh, listen, Ange, we got to nip this in the bud. I say nip it in the bud.
You remember where he carried his bullet?
In my pocket.
One bullet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a story about a man being cheated.
I thought this was a good one, too, from Foghorn Leghorn.
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
Feel free to play that.
No, it's
that sounds like Boss Hogg.
On my phone.
That's Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn. Boy, I say boy.
Yeah, yeah. Not Andy. Barney did.
Hey. I can't do it. I used to be able to do it. Good Don Don.
Who was the drunk always in the cage? Otis?
Yep. Nailed it.
Mark, this was on podcasts and everything. I mean, it's not like, wow.
Then let's drop it. Okay, bye.
Terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So this cold case, Terry Ackerman, still missing from Lock Buoy. Everyone has covered it. I mean, everyone. And it's also been on I don't know if it is the actual true crime podcast, but on podcasts similar to true crime, maybe true crime, but it's all over. The husband was named as a person of interest, but apparently nothing found. I mean, Lock Buoy Police Department said if you have information to call them. So it's been all over. What a terrible thing. But, you know, there have been cases like this where police have not found anything and private investigators have. But, man, it's been, like Mark says, 5 years. Wow. What were you hoping to accomplish with this phone call, Amber? Because what prompted you to call? Because apparently, you know.
Well, I called Lock Buoy, and I talked to someone for a few minutes, and I'm going to be talking with that detective tomorrow because they're not in today, but it's still an open investigation.
Are they closed Monday? Are they closed Tuesdays, Mark?
No, just that particular person has that day off, Tom.
Okay. And so, in any case, really, I can't help but believe, Amber, other police departments have offered assistance or looked into it. Is that probably an accurate statement? Because it doesn't sound like Lock Buoy would simply say, no, we're not going to let anybody look into it, you know?
No. They recently just had an interview with Wells County, but I don't know what was disclosed.
All right.
Just to give their resources to Lock Buoy for them to reach out for aid. But I just feel like they are not reaching out to them enough as far as having a detective come and help them.
I'm surprised.
Be like the right-hand person.
And I'll ask that. I'll ask this guy tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, it's actually a woman. I'll ask her tomorrow about that.
She didn't take her. You know the thing. She didn't take her wallet. She didn't take her cell phone. She didn't take anything. So
vehicle, nothing.
Well, she walked
out. What was going on personally? Like, I read something she couldn't watch the kids anymore. I mean, was there any family stuff going on?
Yeah, were you having a conflict with her?
I was not having a conflict with her. I seen her the day before when she called me that night because she just watched my kids that day, drove home and was fine, and then called me 2 hours later crying, which leads me to believe there was an argument at the house because later on I came to find out that her husband did know about her trying to leave him. And then my mom randomly said she wasn't going to leave him anymore. And then the whole stuff with the insurance policy. There also was a truck, his truck that was on scene that he always drove all the time was missing at the time she disappeared. Which ended up at his truck's.
Oh.
So he drove a white pickup truck, and he stated that the truck went to his son's shop to get the dents out in Parker while my mom just disappeared. And then it showed up 4 days later with still all the dents in it. That truck was never pulled for prints.
Or residue or
Man,
whatever.
this does sound crazy.
It does.
So
It really does.
But either, well, I said this before, murder is not an easy thing to cover up, or a missing person or a kidnapping or anything like that. Of course, a lot depends on law enforcement. I mean, look what happened in Boulder, for God's sakes, with John Benet Ramsey. I mean, look at how botched it was. And that's a botched investigation. What about no investigation?
And they have resources, unlike Lock Buoy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's just a lot of things were missed. And
can you keep us informed on this? Can you keep us informed on this? Honest to God, I would like you to call us, Amber, from time to time and let us know about this.
I will, yes.
Because, I mean, the fact that let's not let it die like this, because, and you would think if she did commit suicide, or I mean, she would show up somewhere. I mean, you know.
She would have been found, yeah.
Something, I mean, because people who commit suicide don't hide themselves. I mean, they might go somewhere remote, but they don't bury themselves. I mean, it's like they're going to show up somewhere. This is
she just took off walking, down the highway or something and got picked up by a hitchhiker or not by a hitchhiker, but I mean, anything could happen. Anything.
Yes.
It's just crazy. I mean, literally anything could happen.
But it's okay.
Anything could.
Let's put it this way.
How crazy was she? How bad was her mental illness?
She, like I said, she was depressed and she was bipolar, but she also was on medication. But she was able to think straight. She processed her emotions correctly.
Yeah, but we don't know the state. We don't know the state she was in that night. I mean, we just don't.
That night, no, but a couple hours prior to
when he came
did.
to the house to watch the kids, did he have a good relationship with the kids?
My kids were younger at the time. My daughter slightly remembers him.
Has he ever done that before? Had he ever done that before when your mom was off, maybe?
What do you mean?
Did he ever show up to watch the kids?
Not randomly, no. We always received a phone call the night before.
All right. Well, you did receive a phone call the night before. When he showed up.
From her.
Yeah.
Not from him.
No, but she said she couldn't be there, and then he showed up. So has that ever happened before?
No. If she was not able to watch the kids, they would let us know that same night. I can't come.
But has he ever substituted for her, whether a call or not? Has he ever done that before?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not entirely crazy that he shows up to help out.
No.
Okay, so when he showed up, did he say your mom left or your mom's home sleeping? What exactly did he say?
So he stated my mom was sleeping.
Okay, all right.
And he kissed her on her forehead goodbye.
So it could be that, I don't know, I mean, this is weird. And I can't believe it's not getting more attention unless, of course, it is. Unless they've exhausted every
Well, it's 5 years.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe in the beginning, it got a lot of attention. Okay, hold on. Amber, make sure that we have your contact information, please. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, Helen, you're next with your insurance issue. Just give us a preview. What's going on with your insurance, Helen?
Hi there.
Hey,
how are you?
What's going on?
First of all, I was going to ask LEM Landscape, Bob.
Yeah.
He's on the list recommended that I call you. And because I'm kind of nervous about public speaking, he said that he would be glad to chime in and kind of help me out. Is that okay?
Well, of course it is. But you have an insurance issue. How did he find out about that?
Well, because he's going to do some landscaping, and I talked to him today because it's on halt because the adjusters are kind of...
And what does this landscaping have to... Okay, what does this insurance have to do with? Did you have a loss, an insurance loss, that resulted in a settlement?
It hasn't been settled yet. My loss was on December 3rd.
What is it on?
It was a non-weather water loss with biohazard. It was a Category 3.
Okay, so did this have anything to do with the landscaping, or is that just coincidental that he was there for that?
No, it does have to do with landscaping because it was excavated. The mainline sewer broke from my house all the way out to the street, so all that was pulled up.
Okay, hold on. Is that the insurance loss, a broken sewer line, or was it something? Was it a sewer backup? What started the loss?
The main sewer line broke in quite a few places.
Okay, well, hold on. Sewer lines don't just break in quite a few places. So here's what I need to know. It's really easy. Did it start with a sewer backup?
Well, that's how we discovered it, and then we had somebody come out.
Got it.
And then they did a scope, and then they found out.
Did you have sewer backup coverage?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. We'll come back to this. Thank you. Now I understand what you're doing. 303-713-8255.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Just a beautiful drive throughout the Denver Metro for the time being as we hit the latter half of the 11 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound maintain intended speeds into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west end, 6th Avenue east and westbound flowing for you to and from the Golden area. From Golden I-70 east and westbound, it's an easy drive into the mountains. We're seeing intended speeds. Once again, for the time being, that may change later this afternoon. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, nice and sunny out, but we are expecting some clouds later in the day with rain throughout the Denver Metro and potential snow in the foothills and mountains. Overall high of 58 degrees today, overnight low of 34. The current temperature in Denver is 58 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Before he was president, he worked in his dad's store after getting kicked out of the Army. We'll have the story of U.S. Grant. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, there haven't been any storms, any hail, any wind to destroy your roof, so why is a roofer advertising like Excel Roofing? I'll tell you why. Because they're a great company, and they want to be at the forefront of your mind when something happens, or if you need a replacement, or if you're selling your home and the inspector says you got to get a new one, or you're buying a home and you need a new roof. Yes, Excel Roofing for insurance losses or regular retail customers and repairs. One of the few roofing companies that actually does repairs. They also do, by the way, they do gutter cleaning, especially at discounts for seniors, so you should call them for all your roofing needs. They understand the entire roof system, including insulation and ventilation. So if you want the best when it comes to roofing, Excel Roofing, they're never going to make you sign anything up front, no penalty clauses, and you don't pay a cent until you're content. Excel as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400. Hey, you want to know a company that I trust with my carpets? Oh, man, they're great. In fact, they do more than carpets now. They do tile and grout. They do upholstery. They do draperies. They do even ductwork. Their secret is empowered water. That super soft, energized water that gets things so clean and purified. Zero Res. Denver.com, and they call them Zero Res because there's no residue, no sticky dirt attracting residue. Your carpets dry faster, stay clean longer, and are safe for pets and for kids. Zero Res. Denver.com, the only company I'll have in my home. That's 303-471-5150, 303-471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com.
You
is not. They call it a patented process. You think they're using RO? What do you think? Is it also alkaline? Is it alkaline based? Zero is neutral. Oh, I'm sorry. So 5, so below 7 is acidic, and above is basic. So purified water is more acidic, but not in a bad way.
I love that it teaches you phrases you can use in real life conversations. And they have the best speech recognition tools. It tells you how accurate your pronunciation is, so you can really nail your accent. Spanish, Italian, Chinese, or get access to all 25 languages for life with Rosetta Stone's
You do the same thing. You do your own Zero Res. I wonder, could you wash clothes with it? Without detergent? But to supply our water to your washer would be expensive. People with soft water could literally wash their clothes without detergent. Would it get them clean? Come on. Oh, yeah, of course. Absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying.
All right. I've been trying to put it off, but let's come back.
Shut up.
Hey.
Station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Something I found out that's pretty crazy. I'm talking to Paul, the waterman.com, and he said if you have a water softener in your home, a whole house water softener, you can literally, with soft water, do laundry without detergent, and it will get laundry clean. Now, it's not going to get deep stains out, will it, Paul, do you think? Hold on, let me turn your mic on. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, deep stains, you may need a little help, but basic, everyday.
Basic laundry, it can, and sheets and all of that.
Right, absolutely correct.
And what is it about soft water that cleans?
Well, because water is absent of minerals, water is aggressive by itself, so it's going to attack the stains. It wants something to do. So it's going to break the stains or the dirt.
Carry them away.
Carry them away. Absolutely correct.
No fooling. Now, with drinking water, you said the RO water, which is the drinking part, not the softening part, but the drinking part, is a little acidic. And that's not in a bad way, but it kind of matches your stomach, or it is...
Right, yeah. Your stomach acid is acidic to digest and break food down.
Right.
So RO water comes out on the average of about 5 on a pH scale, so it's absorbed.
And 7 is neutral.
7 is neutral.
Below 7 is more acidic.
Acidic, exactly.
So your stomach acid
water
would be way lower.
Right.
Okay, but then what does the drinking water do being at around 5?
Well, it absorbs all the flavors, enhances the coffee. You have great coffee here because we use RO. And so the same with cooking. It would get the vegetables and all the nutrients, and the flavor would increase because there's nothing to occupy it. So then the water's going to go down and attack what it sees, and that's the vegetables and the meats and the proteins.
And it breaks it down. So you absorb food better and you absorb water better.
Absolutely.
You hydrate better with RO water.
Absolutely correct.
So if you put it in your workout bottle, you will actually hydrate better.
Absolutely correct. Plus the ice cubes are clear. I drink a lot of RO water, RO ice cubes, and I think it's one of the reasons why I haven't got the cold.
Wow. Okay, and that's Paul the Waterman.com. Let's go back to the phones now on this issue that is really weird, an insurance claim for a sewer backup. So let's talk to Helen now. Helen, so you have an a backup, and then you had insurance coverage. So where's the trouble coming in, dear?
The trouble is the adjusters. And
of course. And what are the adjusters saying, or the adjuster? What company is it?
The insurance company is Nationwide.
Okay, that's a pretty good
What's
company.
What's the limit on your rider? How much of coverage do you have for this?
Well, there's different areas of coverage, and without me...
Okay, that's okay. Where's the trouble? Let's put it that way. Where's the trouble?
The first adjuster came in misinformed me, first of all, because he was going off my insurance claim of my condominium, not my home. So it started off that way, and then 2 weeks later I was given another adjuster, and this person came in and did an inspection, and she was just concentrating on the floor. Like, you're going to replace the floor, and she told me that I did a great job, cleaning it up. And, and I kept saying the subfloor feels squishy. It's swollen.
So, Helen, let's get right to it. Are you claiming that the Nationwide adjuster is not allowing for all of your damage? Is that a good summary?
Well, somewhat, but it gets worse because after she was gone, I got another one, and this one is actually kind of sabotaging me with contractors. What do you mean by sabotaging you? What do you mean? Well, he sent me a list of their vendors, and I called them to come in and do an...
You don't have to use their vendors.
No, I understand that. I just didn't know. I didn't know anybody, and so The first contractor that came in, my new adjuster said they refused to work with me. And then my son called up and they're like, that's not it. So I didn't know where to go.
Helen, I haven't gotten to the trouble yet. I haven't gotten to the trouble yet. You said the adjuster is not taking into account all of the damage. Now you're telling me about contractors who won't work there. What's the bottom line? What's everything? Tell me what the problem is.
The bottom line is he goes in and he talks to people. So one of the vendors that came in was one of his referrals. This was just recently, and he came in and did an estimate. And well, I hadn't talked to him for a while, so I called the vendor and I asked, do you have my email right address or whatever? And he said, no.
I don't care about that, Helen. What I care about is, where is the trouble with the claim? Their preferred contractors are what? Are they hard to work with? Tell me what's going on, not the procedure, the trouble.
The adjuster is telling them they can't, he won't give them authorization to come work.
Okay, and why is that?
I have no idea.
Okay, Helen, we can bypass all of this. Helen, something you should have done in the very beginning. Do you have an insurance broker, by the way?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Did you deal directly with...
Yes, I do. Yes.
Who's your insurance broker?
It's Colorado.
Colorado what?
Insurance.
Okay. Listen. Is Bob there with LEM Landscaping?
Do you need his number to chime in?
Well, you said he could explain it better, so yes, I want to call him.
Yeah, I can get him on the phone.
Hold on a second, Helen. I know what you need, and Mark reads my mind. Mark's going to tell you what you need. He's reading my mind right this second. We're not communicating.
Well,
Mark?
Well, yeah, a public adjuster, but I'm still curious what her limits are on a sewer backup.
Well, I'd have to pull that up, and that's...
But I don't think... Are you saying she's running up against the limit? Hold on a second, okay? Get your insurance ready, Helen. We are going to take you after the top of the hour, so get Bob on then. I'm not going to come back to you until after that. I want you to get your insurance together. We're going to hook you up with a public adjuster, though. That's what you need. But I'm going to come back to you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Very nice.
This report is sponsored by the Truth with Lisa Booth podcast.
I think I did that pretty good.
We'll drive throughout the Denver Metro as we close out that 11 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound, easy driving into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west end, 6th Avenue East and...
Maybe that... Oh, no. No, we're
bro.
on YouTube, aren't we? I can't say it.
70 east and westbound. Easy driving into the mountains. That may change within the next couple hours or so. On the other end, I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. Nice and sunny out at the moment. We are seeing a couple clouds roll in from the west with a chance of rain throughout the Denver metro and potential snow in the foothills, high country, and the mountains. The current temperature is 59 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
We live in a society where race trumps merit. New York Times best-selling author Heather McDonald joins me on The Truth with Lisa Booth to talk about why it matters. Listen to The Truth with Lisa Booth every Monday and Thursday, but you can listen throughout the week on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, if you ever look for Frank Duran, the realestateman.com online, you can also look for him on YouTube, where we did some videos together where he goes over all of the important aspects of a real estate transaction and what he does for you. Frank Duran is all about information and education. He helps you to know the market. So if you're going to sell your home, get educated free of charge. Find out what it will sell for and why. He'll compare all the variables. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No charge for his consultation, 303-920-1622. Hey, The Art of Granite won't charge you for an estimate. You can call them, give them some measurements, what you want for a countertop, and they'll give you a price on the phone because they love what they do. And they know what they do. It's really easy. Cost on all materials, more than granite. They do any solid surface, any natural stone. Also, engineered stone. And not only give you a price on the phone, they tear out and haul away free. They do, as I said, cost on materials, and they do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Call them right now and get your price, 386-5919, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
Very nice.
Man, this is crazy.
How late we are?
No. Hey, Mark, shut up. Mark. Oh, no, he's not listening, is he? Hey, bro.
What?
Get fired up, man. Come on. She's being jerked around. She needs Matt. Don't you think?
I'm fired up, but different reasons.
Why? What's happening?
I'm not getting into it now.
Uh-oh.
He's thinking about getting the water.
No. Something about what? Anything crazy?
More trouble with front to rear?
No. I can turn down you-know-what if you need me to.
No.
All right.
Speaking pig Latin.
Yeah, speaking pig Latin.
Ixnay on the uckface.
Uckfee.
Did you see my text?
Oh, no, I'll look.
That's it at all.
Hi, is this Jose? Jose, this
On
is
the good
Kelly
news,
over
I
at
finally
the
got
Tom-
my camera up.
Oh, good. By the way,
I had to reload my entire. I put a new hard
By
drive.
the way,
in
I
my
don't
hard
think
drive
that'll
to take it
happen,
down.
by the way.
Well, I talked to her at length, and it's actually the opposite. They're doing it.
Oh,
What,
okay.
Susan's leaving you?
Yeah. Okay, I got to figure out how to do this now.
He's been asked to move out. And that request came from his wife. Remember that from The Odd Couple? Anyone?
No.
The frying pan comes out the door.
I watched very
Asked to
few
leave, and
episodes of that one.
request came from his wife. More evacuations in Sudan. I think we're missing potential real estate opportunities here. I bet stuff is priced to move.
I bet it is priced to move, brother. It's like that Afghan property.
Yep. Ukrainian apartment buildings. Them while they're hot.
You know, the whole world's just falling apart right before our eyes.
I saw that.
Can you believe that noise? That's outside in my yard, working on my yard.
I got five people in our front yard.
Uh-huh.
I got 7.
Please tell me they're picketing.
I got
Here,
7.
What do we want? Los Martino, when do we want it?
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So we're going to come back on that. Let me just talk to Jose right now on bankruptcy. Go ahead, Jose. What's your question?
Hi, Tom. I want to know how to go about doing a bankruptcy that is inevitable. I'm coming into some hard times, like next month.
Okay,
I
got to ask you some questions first, and we'll get our bankruptcy attorney on. First and foremost, what is your income?
It's been good. About 80.
Okay. What is your? Do you have any equity in a home or any in a car more than 2,000? Nothing.
No, I don't.
Do you have any savings? Do you have any assets worth more than $2,000? Anything at all?
No, I live check to check, paycheck.
All right, hold on, and we will get somebody from Wink and Wink on to talk about this and more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. We have Paul the Waterman as well, which you can find at paulthewaterman.com. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Bob who? It's none of my business, Kel. I'm sorry. Holler at him again.
Hey, Tom.
Headphones. His headphones are off.
No.
Well, Mark, what do you think about this L&M situation?
You want me to get Bob on or Wink and Wink?
Probably both.
Damn. Bob and Wink and Bob.
Two different calls, you know.
Yeah.
I'd get Bob on first because we talked about that first.
We rely on you for a lot, Mark.
Thank you. And you.
You are the Gorilla Glue holding this thing together.
Spray Gorilla Glue.
Is that what the Miss America contestants use
Bob?
to keep their...
Bob?
Stuff
Hey,
down?
it's Kelly over at the Martino Show. How are you? Okay, perfect. So I don't know if you've been listening, but we've got Helen. You went out. Okay, so you're aware of that. Awesome. Hey, Mike, it's Kelly over at the Tom Martino Show. We have a caller on that has some bankruptcy questions, so Tom wanted me to get you on to maybe be our expert to answer some. Okay, hang on for me. We're just coming back from break, so he will be with you as soon as he can, okay? Thanks, Mike.
some attorneys send me a subpoena here for that girl who got in a car accident and whatnot. Mm-hmm. The hearing was yesterday. I just got the envelope. That's good.
Oh, sure.
Although we didn't. Everything's fine, but still, it's funny. Like, nope, I never got that. Oh, today. Perfect. My fault.
Oh, clearly. So this is a perfectly fine address.
Why wouldn't they serve you at your house?
Hell to the fucking low. What? Where?
That's true.
There it is. Okay.
Yep.
That took a second.
So where is his house?
Yeah, Donde está es casa de Shannon.
Poor girl has been holding for like an hour and a half, and I don't. Oh.
Builds character.
Yeah. I can't believe she hasn't hung up.
Hey, Tom. Make sure he knows that, Kelly.
He ain't there.
I've checked it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you got to get in his face on it.
He left, so I'll tell him when he gets back.
I'm back, by the way.
Woohoo! That one lady's been holding since 10:30.
Oh, yeah, I'll get her. Who is it, Mark?
Jody.
I see the check mark, thanks. God, we got a lot of people. This is a busy day.
All right, 15 seconds, gentlemen.
You've got
at KHOW.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW. And you could win $5,000 now by listening to 630 KHOW on the free iHeartRadio app.
Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Let's get right to the phones because we have some experts on. Jose had a question about bankruptcy, so I'm going to bring up Mike Wink from Wink & Wink. Been on a referral list for many, many years. Mike, thank you for being here. Jose says he thinks a bankruptcy is inevitable. So, Jose, why do you feel it is inevitable?
Well, because I'm going to go away soon.
What do you mean go away?
Jail.
You're going to jail. When are you going to jail, Jose?
Probably next month, about the 9th.
And do you have a family?
No, not really. I have my lady, and it's her and
Why do you care about bankruptcy, then, if you're going away? And how long are you going away for, Jose?
It's going to be a couple of years.
And, okay, but then why do you... Okay. I don't even understand. By the way, Mike Wink, when somebody goes to jail, do they still collect from them?
No, I mean, it's almost impossible to sue them because you have to serve them. So a creditor's ability to sue you is limited. If there are judgments against him and he owns real estate, then they could put liens on that property while he's incarcerated. So that would be...
He owns nothing.
Real estate would be the one reason. Yeah, if he doesn't own anything, I would punt on this and deal with it when you get out.
Now, Jose, why were you thinking
that was my question. Do I do something before or when I get out?
He just said...
My advice would be to deal with it when you get out, because you're going to have a meeting of creditors to attend a month after you file. So it sounds like even if you were to file in the very, very near term, which would require, payment of fees and a whole bunch of paperwork and us processing, even if we had you filed within a week, within a month later, you have a meeting of creditors that you have to attend via Zoom. I don't know if you'll be able to do that if you're incarcerated.
I wouldn't.
Jose, are you sure it's going to be 2 years you're away?
Yeah, I'm looking at 5 to 15.
Oh, 5 to 15.
What'd you do, man?
Yeah.
What was the offense?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. Well, of course you're not required to. I was just wondering. Okay, so...
I know, Tom.
Okay, so 5 to 15, will it be in Colorado?
There's a 6-year statute of limitations to collect on most debts, so it's likely that all these debts will age out of statute and they'll never be able to collect. They can report on his credit for 8 years, so if he's in for 8 years or longer, when he comes out, he probably won't have to deal with any of it. He can just, start anew.
But Mike, doesn't on the statute of limitations, I know that it's suspended under certain circumstances. Like, for example, I believe if someone goes into the military, doesn't it put a hold on that?
Yep. And I suppose it could. That's a good point. If you're incarcerated, but I don't know that, to be honest, Tom.
Okay.
And again, if I were him, it sounds like he's got a lot to deal with here, and I just think debt is probably not the priority.
Okay, Jose, I wouldn't worry about that right now. How many, if you added up all your bills, how much are we talking about?
I'm probably about, it's close to 30,000.
Okay, all right.
It's a pretty good chunk of change. And I'm current on everything. Not a single missed payment. I have a 690 credit rating, but everything I have has gone into attorney fees.
They're not medical bills, are they?
No medicals.
Hey, real quick while we have Mike up. Mike, is it true medical bills are completely wiped off your credit now, no effect?
No, that's not true. There's rules in place before the medical bills can show up on your credit. So medical bills have historically been slower to show up on your credit anyways, and now they have to be of a certain size, and they have to wait a certain amount of time before they can start reporting to the credit bureau.
But are medical professionals becoming less aggressive?
I would say that the hospitals have some programs for indigent. So if you're really low income, there are ways to get out of the medical bills.
Okay.
Aside from that, I would say no, they're not.
Now, another quick question since we have you, Mike. Are bankruptcies up or down from, let's say, a couple years ago?
Yeah, so it's a good question. They went down steadily and aggressively during COVID. This year, they're coming back. So this is the first year since pre-COVID that our business is kind of back to where it was before COVID happened.
And again, this is not a political statement, but during the Trump era, weren't bankruptcies really down?
Yes, all-time lows.
Now, are they still at those lows, or were they coming back even above that?
They're coming back. They're not to where they were. Well, when you say the Trump era, I mean, you got a 2020 marked 2020, marked the beginning of a downward trend. 21 and 22 were actually when they were lowest. So
okay. So it was actually during Biden. Okay.
It was COVID and all the associated stimulus.
Okay.
That really kicked them down.
Okay.
Quite a bit. Yeah, but they're coming back now. I'd say they're not quite to where they were in 2019, but they're approaching that level.
Okay, and of course that's Mike Wink from winkandwink.com, winkandwink.com. Okay, now Jody's been waiting a very long time. Jody, go ahead. What's happening with you, Jody?
Oh, hi. Thank you for taking my call.
No, thank you for your patience, Jody. What's going on?
Well, my mom is 87 years old, and she has dry eyes. And she was having a lot of spasms before they could do the surgery for dry eyes.
What kind of surgery are you talking about for dry? I know of no surgery. I just know about plugs.
It's called, it's where her eyelashes grow towards her eyes.
Oh, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
Entropion surgery.
Okay,
Anyway, she was having spasms in her eyes. And the surgeon said that he would have to give her Botox. And he performed Botox to her on March 17th. 3 days after she had the Botox, she could not open her right eye and halfway opened her left eye. So I contacted him, and he prescribed her eye drops that supposedly were supposed to be able to help her open her eyes. Well, it never happened.
So are both eyes hold on, are both eyes closed?
Her right eye is closed, and her left eye is halfway open.
Uh-oh.
So she was scheduled for surgery on April the 10th, and I said, I contacted the surgeon. I said, should we go forward with the surgery? And he said, yes. In a few days, she will not have any problems with her eyes. She'll be good to go. Well, he did the surgery on April the 10th. He performed the surgery. When she got out of the surgery, she could not open her eyes.
God.
Either one of her eyes. Her right eye and her left eye were completely shut. And I'm like, when are her eyes going to open? And they said, this has never happened before. And I said, and let me tell you, I came from Pueblo, and I took her to a surgery center in Colorado Springs. So I'm like, well, can you go find out what I should be expecting? She came back, and she said it should be 5 to 6 hours. Meanwhile, they had my mom.
Okay, how long ago, hold on, Jody, how long ago was this?
On April the 10th.
Are her eyes still closed?
One opened halfway on April the 14th, but she's still having issues where it shuts, it opens, it shuts. She's in major pain. She's in this situation where you can't depend on the eye. I mean, sometimes it opens, but then it just shuts on her.
Okay, hold on.
So?
Hold on. You're not going to like this because we've had similar cases like this. I want you to hold on. This is a serious issue. Hang on, dear. 303-713-8255.
You probably already know that Rosetta Stone is one of the best ways to learn a language. But did you also know that they offer a lifetime subscription to all 25 of their languages? Dabble in French.
This is terrible.
Try your hand at German. Learn a bit of Japanese, or even explore Swedish. And right now, you can get 40% off Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Visit rosettastone.com today to purchase once and learn for life. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned.
The Art of Granite is the place to go for prices on the phone. Why would somebody do prices on the phone? It's because they're proud of their prices. That's why Paul the Waterman always talks about his prices. He's proud of them. Well, Mitch Fluria at the Art of Granite is also proud. So proud he'll give you prices on the phone. You describe your countertop to him. He'll do costs on all materials, whether it's granite or quartz, quartzite, marble, any natural stone or man-made material. And then take some measurements, give him a call. You'll get a price on the phone from theartofgranite.com. Great service, great products. 303-386-5919. Tear out and haul away's free. The kitchen, when you do it, you get the vanity free in a bath. 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com. Hey, let's talk about another service where you talk to the lead attorney because he has pledged to take your case personally. Not a call center, not assistants, not paralegals, but John Fuller. Now, of course, he has people that help him, but you get to talk to him directly. You get his cell phone number. He evaluates your case first, gives you free legal advice. If you decide you want to use John Fuller, he works on a percentage fee basis. He even negotiates expenses for you, so you get even more money at the end. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. Call him, get a consultation free, And then, of course, no out-of-pocket if you hire him. myaccidentlawyer.co.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. We just had dead air.
No, we're here. I'm just trying to figure out crap here. Yeah, I'm listening. Hold on. Yeah, go.
Ten seconds, gentlemen.
Now Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. What's going on in your life? How can we help you? Let's go to the phones and try to help now. Jody, I'm going to give you some very sad but honest facts of life, okay? Now,
Okay.
when it comes to malpractice, and that's what we're talking about. Oh, somehow I did something that, hold on, let me turn off this. Let me turn off. Where are we getting the echo, guys? It's not from me right now.
From her.
Okay. To put her on hold. Somebody explain to her that she needs to turn something off because I'm getting an echo. And then
She must have her radio on.
I'll go to Bob right now. Bob, Helen called in, a customer of yours for landscaping. She called in about her sewer backup, and she's saying she's having problems with her insurance company. I get it. Insurance company isn't great, but insurance companies aren't great. But when it comes to sewer line backup, it doesn't pay for repair of anything. It simply pays for damages due to the sewer backup. So I don't understand what she's talking about as far as what they're doing wrong. Usually, it's a fraction of the cost of her homeowners, and there's not much coverage for sewer backups. So did you take a look at her policy? Now, you're there doing landscaping, and I appreciate that you have a heart for people where you help them, and you thought she was being screwed. Why?
Okay, let me explain, Tom. What's happened is the adjuster that she has is so brutal and dishonest that he's telling contractors that she's hired somebody when she hasn't. So they said, okay, well, we don't need to do the work. I gave him a bid for the damage that was caused by the sewer outside. He says he can't read it and doesn't understand it, and that she's just making this up. The problem she needs, Tom, is she needs somebody that can hold this adjuster accountable.
She needs a public adjuster. You're verifying it for me. But let me just tell you something, Bob. I know of no sewer line backup coverage that covers landscaping, so that's the first issue. I mean, she may have a fundamental misunderstanding of what's covered. Honest to God. I mean, now we're going to talk to Compass Insurance Group. I want to get them on as an expert. And they're familiar with Nationwide. They didn't provide the insurance to her, but I want to get them on just as an expert. But what you're telling me is basically the adjusters are screwing her around. You think they are, right?
Yeah, well, yes, because they've already admitted that she has the coverage. But this guy hangs up on her. He belittles her.
Okay, no, I get it. And that's why we need to make her a recommendation for a public adjuster. Thank you, Bob. LEM Landscaping. Appreciate it. Thank you. Now, Helen, we're going to make a recommendation for a public adjuster, okay? Now, do you know what a public adjuster is? It's someone who comes in and looks at your damages, and they work for you. They don't work for the insurance company. And they fight to get you the most money legally entitled to you. And then you pay them a small portion of it.
They take like 10, 20%.
I don't know. Whatever they take, guess what, Helen? They get more than you can ever get on your own. So you can either get 80% of a larger settlement, or you can get whatever they offer you. It's your choice. I don't care if you hire a public adjuster or not. That's entirely up to you. But I am telling you, I personally would never go through an insurance loss without one. How about that? So, if you want a referral, we'll give you one. But unless you're willing to work with them and pay the fee, then don't bother. You do what you want. But I'm telling you, if your adjuster is screwing you around, you need help. You do. So, do you think you can handle it on your own?
I just figured, well, I'm calling because I haven't been able to. But
Helen, I need to know another thing. Do you know what your limit is? Did you look at your insurance as I asked?
I have my declaration up.
What is your sewer backup limit?
Well, there's different categories that it would go into, but what they're going to use is...
I'm asking what your limit is for insurance backup. How about inside the house?
Okay. I'm scrolling. I'm sorry.
Sure. And you do know they don't cover the actual sewer pipe itself, right?
It broke outside, it broke inside.
They don't cover the break of they don't cover the actual sewer line unless you got some kind of third-party cockamamie coverage. Your Nationwide insurance will not pay to repair your sewer line unless there's new coverage I don't know about.
Yeah, no, there's service line for $25,000, water backup limit, water backup.
Oh, good. Deductible. So they will cover to replace your sewer line. That's great coverage. Is that right?
Right, and I have biological deterioration and damage.
Excellent.
10,000.
Excellent. So what do you think's going on? Do you think the adjuster is being stingy? What do you think's going on?
I've been through, this is my 5th adjuster. The other adjuster was on the same team, on the casualty team. She came in and said there was nothing, like all I needed was floors. I had a
Helen, I'm asking you
no.
something. Do you think that they are screwing around with you? The answer is yes, right? Because they're not recognizing all of your damage. How old are your floors?
Well, the house was built in '63. I have hardwood flooring that they pulled up. What's really got me going right now is one of their vendors came in, said there's asbestos, it's hot for asbestos in my drywall, and this adjuster told them they cannot come in the house and do an abatement.
Okay.
He refused them.
You need help.
Plus, he never told
Okay,
me.
we're done with this. We're done with this. You need help. You need a public adjuster. It's beyond what we can do. Mark, don't you think Matt could kick some ass here?
Well, of course, man.
Helen, we're going to give you a reference. You got to call him and tell him, and you really do. Give a tour off the air, please, Paragon Services. And Helen, please let us know how it goes. Really, it's beyond. We're not going to call an adjuster and scare them. They don't care. But if you get a public adjuster, they won't put up with it. They're looking at a bad faith insurance suit. Now I'm going to ask Brian Burns a question as an insurance expert at Compass Insurance Group. Brian, if somebody has a sewer backup, have you heard, she has nationwide insurance. Have you heard of nationwide insurance covering the actual repair, the digging up and repairing of the sewer line?
Well, if it has service line coverage on it, yes.
Okay, good. Now, what about damages? Does it cover landscaping usually?
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
if
good.
That's part of the dig, it
Good.
will, yeah.
Okay, next question. What about limits? Does it usually have certain limits, right?
Yeah. So if it's nationwide, I think theirs is, man, I'm thinking 10,000. That's probably the norm is 10,000. But you can get some companies that go up higher.
But there's different categories of coverage. Like one is for the repair, one is for the the environmental, right, and all that.
No, I mean when it comes to service line, it's the whole thing. So it's what it costs to dig up the excavation portion, the actual line if it has to be repaired or replaced, and even putting it back together and landscaping.
But what about her carpeting and drywall and all that inside?
Yeah, so any damage on the inside wouldn't be service line. That could be sewer backup, maybe.
Okay, so it would be a different kind of coverage, but I think she has that coverage too. Okay.
Okay.
And do you know, is Nationwide, she's saying the adjusters are being really abusive and really belittling and not recognizing damages. Does that sound like Nationwide to you?
Not at all. I mean, I've worked with Nationwide for 23 years now,
okay.
I think.
Now, next question.
We don't ever get complaints.
Next question. If they discover asbestos, it's hot in the drywall, as a contractor put it, and the adjuster says no abatement. Now, tell me about that. Is that normal, or would that be part of the whole total, or would that be a new claim? What would that be if asbestos was discovered?
Yeah, asbestos is going to be excluded on almost every policy you can think of. They're not going to cover anything, just like, a limitation for mold, obviously.
So she'd have to cover that. She'd have to cover that on her own?
Right, yeah. Any kind of asbestos isn't going to be covered underneath the policy. It'd be hard to think that it would be, at least.
So Helen,
go in there and do flooring and stuff with asbestos.
Well, she's going to have to pay to have it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm really asking her that. If there's asbestos in there and she wants people to come in and do drywall and get rid of all this sewage backup, I mean, she's going to have to pay to get rid of the asbestos.
Now, Helen, do you understand why Nationwide adjusters told you no abatement because you have to pay for it? Do you understand that?
No, that's already been done. That's been paid for. I'm working on the rebuild.
So Nationwide did pay for the abatement?
The abatement, the plumbing, and they just did a partial payment, and now this new adjuster, it's the rebuild. But the vendor that came in to do a estimate for the rebuild found some drywall that was crumbling, and so there's more asbestos that's falling. There's an asbestos leak in my house.
Whatever that means.
Well,
Brian, she said they already replaced all that stuff. Did they do an official abatement? Was your house tented inside and all of that?
yes.
Okay.
That's all been done.
Does that surprise you, Brian, that they paid for that?
Totally surprises me. That's fantastic that they covered it. I like I said, it's hard to find policy that doesn't have an exclusion on that. But maybe since it was all part of the loss, they threw it in there. But yeah, that's
so then, Helen, let's just take it this way. Without going through any pain and misery of the past, what are the current issues that still piss you? Because you didn't tell us they took care of everything except for. So that's the next sentence. They took care of everything except for.
The rebuild, and this adjuster keeps stopping the contractors from coming in to do the rebuild.
Why?
I don't know. I can't. I have no idea. The last vendor came in, did an estimate, and he found some drywall that is crumbling, that's falling apart. So when he did a measurement, he said there's asbestos. So when he contacted the adjuster said no.
But you said, Helen, they had already done abatement.
They have, but this is after the mitigation.
I get it. They have to do more, and they don't want to do more.
No. What happened during the mitigation, it was tented. There's machines. There's moisture that was all in that tent. So there's one area that their machines, because of the moisture, had broken into the drywall. It was the mitigation that made this portion of the drywall crumble. And so now there's...
And they don't want to cover that part, that crumb? That's the part they don't...
He doesn't want to do anything. Even before the drywall crumbled,
So are you saying they're refusing... So basically, they cleaned up the mess, they repaired the sewer line, but they are refusing to rebuild your house, right?
Correct.
They say, what, do they say you don't have coverage? Do they say you don't have coverage to rebuild?
No.
Hey, Brian, could you call over to these guys for us?
Yeah. Can you give me a claim number off air? Give me a claim number. Give me the claim adjuster. I'll call. There's obviously something.
Helen, we're not hearing. Your story is so crazy. I'm not saying you are. The story is so crazy. They're refusing to rebuild your house. That's the bottom line. They're absolutely refusing.
I talked to Nationwide, and
we got to take a break.
What is the reason they are refusing to build your house?
I don't know.
Okay, we're going to find out. That's it. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Just a beautiful drive throughout the Denver Metro for the noon hour. I-25 north and southbound showing intended speeds into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west end, 6th Avenue east and westbound flowing free to and from the Golden area. Leaving Golden on the west end, I-70 east and westbound. It's an easy drive into the mountains for the time being. That may change before the day's end. Back to Denver, I-225 north and southbound. No complaints into and out of the Aurora area. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly cloudy skies. Hoping to see some rain later today. Chance of snow in the highlands and foothills. The current temperature in Denver is 60 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically...
10 seconds, Tom.
That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
You know, lately I've been talking a lot about webinars. You know, you may not want to attend a live webinar because you can't make it at the time, or maybe you can. Or maybe you want to look at a recorded one to get the information you need, or you only want to tune in to the ones that affect you. An issue about child support, or an issue about getting divorced later in life, or an issue about illness or mental illness. Here's the deal. Harris Family Law has all of them cataloged for you at harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. Check them out for free information. harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. Hey, if you're looking for window coverings, we have the place for you. Made in the Shade. Now listen, Made in the Shade does drapes and curtains and blinds and shades and shutters, indoor and outdoor window coverings, whatever you need, high-tech, low-tech, cordless, 720-458-6566. They estimate free, measure free. They help you order the right stuff with a designer. They have an in-house team to install, and you get great prices. Better than do-it-yourselfers a lot of the time. All budgets and major manufacturers, major brands. 720-458-6566. 720-458-6566. Made in the shade.
Where are we at here? Helen's gone. Jody's gone. Brian's gone. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you? Hello? Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. If you can hear me, I can't. All I'm getting is static, so please call me back. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you? Hello?
Are you talking to me? Sorry. I get it. That's what you... Okay, I get it.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
That's all more trouble. Because they're spending...
Oh, yes. I can hear you now. I could not hear you before. Yeah. Okay. Let me put you back in the queue so he can finish up with you. All right, hold on. Jody, just make sure that your radio is all the way down, okay? You can hear the show when I put you on hold. Okay, good. That's the way to do it.
$15 seconds there, guys.
7 Fillmore Street in the heart of Cherry Creek North.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, listen, I will go back to Jody. Jody has had a problem with the phone. We got her back, and here's what happened. Are you there, Jody?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for turning the radio down. Okay. Your mom's 87. She needed surgery for her ingrown eyelashes, for lack of a better term, and surgeon gave her Botox, which had a bad effect. And then her right eye closed, her left eye is half closed. After surgery, they're still bad. And let's just call it what you're suspecting is malpractice. Now, here, yes. Jody, this is the worst thing I could tell you, but it's honest. At 87 years old, she had prior problems with her eyes, and the surgeon took her on as a patient. If he was 100% liable and 100% wrong, at 87 years old, with the effects that she has, she may not be able to collect enough that an attorney would take the case. And I am sure, Jody, that you've already talked to attorneys who told you this.
No, I haven't talked to anybody because...
And you should.
Okay, I haven't done that because I didn't know for sure if that was even a possibility that it would be malpractice. The only reason I started thinking that it might be is because he admitted to me that he gave her too high of a dosage for Botox for her height. He said she's about 4'6", 4'7", and I shouldn't have given her such a high dosage. So that
but Botox wears off because, believe me, there are women who wish it did not wear off. Because and right. Men too, because they want the effects of Botox, which is to relax the wrinkles and all of that. So let's get right down to it and talk about this. If this Botox doesn't wear off and she has one eyelid open and one half closed, what are the damages for an 87-year-old? Now, I'm not saying being 87 you should accept this and it's not worth anything. What I'm saying is, malpractice is the most expensive lawsuit you can bring. It requires experts and expert testimony and tests and exams that aren't covered by Medicare, supplements, or health insurance. It's what she has to do on her own or the attorney she hires. Now, all of this takes time and energy. Then there's depositions. To get any malpractice suit to the courthouse steps is a minimum. And when I say minimum, hardly any of them hit the minimum. It's $100,000 in expenses to get to the courthouse steps. Now, you would have to have an attorney willing to front $100,000 in expenses to get to the courthouse steps and then hope that he can recover enough of that to take a portion to not only pay off the $100,000, but to make a profit. So if you collected $300,000 on a half eyelid on an 87-year-old woman, he would break even, or she would break even. I should say they, because now here's the deal. What are the chances of finding a malpractice attorney? Probably next to nothing. But because I'm not one of those, you should check with them. And malpractice attorneys will talk to you. You tell them you have an 87-year-old, but don't give a long story. You have an 87-year-old woman, here's the short story, who went in for eye surgery and treatment. And now she has one eye where the lid is half closed. Does that summarize it?
Yeah, I have closed sometimes. Half the time it's shut completely. Half the time I'm dealing with somebody that is blind.
I feel so sorry for her. How is she doing, by the way?
Well, I can tell you before this ever happened, my mom was texting. She could text like nobody.
So this is this. Okay, did the doctor say it's going to get better?
He said that this has never happened before, and it should wear off in 3 months, but he could not guarantee.
Okay, has it been 3 months?
No, it happened. Botox was on March 17th. surgery was on April the 10th.
Well, give it some time. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it could wear off, right?
Yeah, it could, but right now, I'm not good at taking care of a blind person. My mom doesn't have any money, so we're having to pay for this out of pocket.
I know. And you feel? Did you approach? Okay, hold on. Did you just approach the doctor flat out and ask for help? Did you
Yes,
say?
I did.
Huh? And what did he say?
I called him and I said, "Is there something?"
No, I don't want to know what you did. I want to know what he said. What did he say?
He said, "Hang in there. I can't wave a magic wand." That's what he said.
Okay, and he is kind of correct on that. So,
Right.
You're going to have to try to find an attorney because in order for this to be malpractice, you will have to find an attorney who agrees to take it. Then the second step is to find a doctor who agrees that it's malpractice. More coming up.
Well, you know what?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Just a beautiful drive throughout the Denver Metro as we close out the noon hour. I-25 north and southbound showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west.
Yes.
East and westbound flowing free to and from the Golden area. From the Golden area, I-70 east and westbound easy driving through the Metro to and from DIA. North of there, I-270 westbound slow traffic continues approaching Vasquez. Box 31 pinpoint weather, highs in the 60s this afternoon. We're watching those clouds roll in with rain later this afternoon into the evening. Chance of snow in the foothills and high country. The current temperature is 59 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year.
10 seconds there, Tom.
You've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
You know, every once in a while a company comes around that does things so spectacularly, and when it comes to preventive maintenance, there's no one like Fix It 24/7. I am telling you, they're the only ones that truly understand that dirt and grime is the #1 killer of ACs and, of course, furnaces. So for $39 for new customers, they do a preventive maintenance clean that is second to none. They come in and get the dirt and grime out. They take apart whatever they can in the system, of course, that allows, and they practically refurbish it for $39. That's unheard of. That's like the price of a service call, right? And they do that for new customers to show you true preventive maintenance with no gimmicks. I urge you to call them, 720-526-3939. They even give you a no breakdown guarantee for the cooling season, 720-526-3939. If you need extra cash, DavidEllisJewelry.com. Man, I've been talking about David Ellis for years. Why? Because I know him. And he's been around 40 years. And here's the deal. It's a name you can trust. Don't ever go online to try to sell gold and silver or old jewelry. You got a guy right here local that you can go to at 3rd and Clayton. Look for the black awning, 3rd and Clayton. David Ellis Jewelry. Hey, you may even want to pick up some jewelry while you're there, but there's no obligation. Sell your junk if you want, the tangled messes, mismatch earrings. He'll weigh it and pay it. Or sell antique or used jewelry as well for fair prices. 303-322-8779, 322-8779.
You guys there?
We are. What's up?
I didn't know if we were dead or not, that's all.
No, we good. 15 seconds, guys.
Up on the right side. Mornings with Michael Brown. And keep it right. Afternoons with Dan Caplis.
Love the show. Love the station.
Denver's talk station.
That's just good radio.
630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, I hope if you have questions, you will give us a call. If you have problems, give us a call. We try to help, but in some cases, like an 87-year-old with a bad eyelid or two, it's terrible. But the pure economics of malpractice say nothing can be done. I wish there was a committee for malpractice at the medical board so people could arbitrate without the expense of attorneys and getting insurance involved and all of that, their malpractice, and just talk this out. I wish there was at least one level of talking first. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Think about that. Just so they felt heard. I wish, but maybe there's something that can be instituted. Jeremy, you have a question on repossessing. I imagine you mean a car, not Satan. What's going on? Jeremy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I financed a Ford Ranger in 2001. 2003, they repossessed it because I lost my job. I get a call today, just out of the blue, saying that I owed $90,000.
Okay. All right. It's possible. Hold on. It's possible. It was repossessed in 2003?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on a sec. Did they enter it into the records as a judgment in 2003?
Not that I know of.
All right, hold on. We got to find that out. Just wait. Because there's a certain process they had to do, but it could also be a scam, or not really a scam, but something called ghosting. This is really important. You hang on to hear this, and we'll come back to you. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, including ghosting your credit.
All right. go refill my water.
Christ, you might as well run the commercials, Dragon.
Why? Well, hold on. No one's around, man. We're having a discussion. Why?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying you must. It's better than silence.
Let's start a rift.
We talk about Frontier?
Hell no.
Mark, you wear ugly cargo pants. Go ahead. Your turn.
You're ugly.
Okay. You can't fix stupid. Next.
You're old.
Oh, you write that down. Oh, wait a minute. You're going to be part of it now. Damn it. I need someone to write this shit down. You were my note taker, Dragon. Now I got to use you against yourself.
Oh, damn it.
Have you used Bing lately?
No, why?
It is freaking awesome. It is way better than Google times
No,
10.
is it really?
Yep.
Why?
I think it's because they've incorporated AI into it.
Hold on. What should I use it for? Give me an idea.
Any search.
Really? You know, Google has become the king, though, of everything. Everything. You know, people think they own the internet, for God's sakes.
Well, they sort of do.
That's kind of, no, they do. They think they own the internet. Google can actually influence how most people see everything.
I agree.
Most SEO companies don't even regard the other ones.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
That's WIN. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW. And you could win $5,000 now by listening to 630 KHOW on the free iHeartRadio app.
Ripped off, bad news. You need need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We had a question about repossession. Let's talk about what that is and how it works. Because there are some things happening in credit you need to know about. So there's a lot I just said there. Repossession and credit. And collections, I should say. There's some dishonesty in collections I want to tell you about, but then there's some things that look dishonest I want to tell you about. Let's start with a repossession of an automobile. When you do not make a payment, they go through a legal process to repossess the vehicle. In other words, they take it. Now, upon possession or repossession of that vehicle, the creditor, the bank, the credit union, or whatever, they sell the vehicle. They have to sell it for market value. Now, sometimes it's a wink-wink if it's a good car and they know a friend and they know someone and they sell it for under market. That's a whole different thing. That you have to challenge immediately. But in most cases, they don't do that. So they sell the car for market value, which is sadly under most of the time what you owe. So let's say you owe $25,000 and they sell the car for $18,000. Then, Mark, what would you owe? You'd owe $7,000, right? You'd
owe plus attorney's fees, plus repossession.
Exactly.
And then, if we're going back to 03, let's just try
now, hold on, though, Mark. First things first. On the repossession itself, you would owe exactly what you just said. The 7 loan balance, the repossession fees, the legal fees could bring it up to about maybe $14,000, let's say. Then, that $14,000 is entered as a judgment, maybe. They don't always. They sometimes try to collect it, and it's okay. They can. It's a legitimate bill. However, sometimes they convert it to a judgment. If they convert it to a judgment, depending on the judgment, it's good for 6 years, 12 years, or 20 years. Okay? Now, I forget which, but there's certain different judgments I don't want to get into. So, once it's entered as a judgment, they can keep renewing it. And when they renew it, it looks like, wait a minute, they're coming after me way after the statute of limitations. This happened 20 years ago. However, it is still fresh because it is in 2003. It's 20 years later, but they kept renewing the judgment, and they can collect it. However, there's also a dishonest way creditors do this, or collectors. And Mark, explain what ghosting is. Do you remember? Ghosting. Well, they might not have a legal right to grab the money, but they can sure ask for it. There could be some other things. Quick though, Tom.
There could be some other things in that initial collection. In other words, if the car or the truck happened to be at a shop at the time, and the shop was owed money, they might have to pay the shop in order to repossess it, and that would be tacked on.
Okay, now, ghosting. It's what it sounds like. They take something that is dead, and they come after you with its ghost. So, let's say they never filed a judgment. In 6 years, they lose the ability to convert it to a judgment or to take you to court. But technically, they can still ask you to pay. As Mark said, they can still try to collect. But they trick you into thinking, if you don't pay, it's trouble. When really, it's just going to go away. So here's what they do to try to ghost you into paying. They say, hey, Jeremy, you owe $19,000. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll settle for $100. And you say, what? Okay. You don't get anything in writing, and you make a $100 payment. They then have a brand new statute of limitations because you resurrected it. So, having said all of that, Jeremy, where do you think you fall?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I thought this was squashed a long time ago, and just for 20 years later to receive a phone call threatening to garnish my wages and...
Jeremy, why did you think it was squashed?
In 2003.
Why? Why did you think it was squashed?
Well, because I didn't hear anything for... Well, so I thought it was squashed maybe 5 years later. I didn't hear anything from the bank or collections. I thought it was done, and I thought it was over with.
Okay, listen. What you need to do is find out if there's a judgment, and you have to do a credit check. You have to check your credit. If there is no judgment, you don't owe the money. Well, technically you do owe the money, but you don't have to pay the money because they don't have a legal recourse. As far as I know from what you're telling me, I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just saying, based on all the other cases we've had, it would be hard for them it'd be impossible after a statute of limitations to go after you. So, you have to, that's your first step, okay? Now, if there is a judgment and it's active and it was renewed, there are ways to challenge judgments, but not after 20 years. For example, there are some collectors, Jeremy, that probably claimed to have served you a summons to pay and to show up in court, and that you didn't show up. There are actually collectors, believe it or not, I know people are going to find this shocking, there are collectors who lie. And they actually can say, well, Your Honor, Jeremy was served on such and such a date, and he never showed up. And here's the deal. You did show up. I mean, you would have shown up, but you never knew about it. But here's the problem. When you get a judgment like that, a default judgment, here's the craziest thing about a default judgment. Usually you have to challenge them within the first 6 months to a year, and you can make them go away if you prove you didn't get serviced. But after that, it's almost impossible to make them go away. So my question, this law makes no sense because if you didn't know about it to begin with, how could you challenge it? So that's neither here nor there, Jeremy. It's the bottom line. If there's a judgment, they're going to come after you.
Yeah. She also said that they've been sending me letters and stuff in the mail. I've received nothing from them.
They only, hold on.
And
they don't have to. All they have to do is send it to the last known address on that registration. That's it.
Right.
Are you in the same address?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but they sure knew my current address.
Jeremy, they're not obligated to track. Jeremy, you're not going to get, listen, you're not going to get out of it that way, okay?
No.
If there's a judgment, it doesn't matter if you knew about it. It doesn't matter at this point. That's water under the bridge. If there's a judgment, they would assume that you would have come up in a credit check somewhere. Let me ask you something. Have you had credit checks recently? Have you been granted credit?
Yeah, I financed a couple of vehicles after.
And what about a house?
No, not a house. I'm a
okay,
renter.
What's the name of the collection agency?
It is Martin and Baxter.
Is it a law firm?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. Usually, a law firm will not play games with the law, usually. They're not going to lie to you. Did you ask them if there was a judgment?
She said that there was, yes.
Oh, wait. She did tell you there was a judgment.
Yes.
Did she give you, hold on, did she give you a case number?
No.
Did she give you a court?
No.
Okay. Do you have a phone number?
She gave me the...
Wait.
I sure do.
She gave you the what?
So she told me that I had the option of making a deposit for the payment of $5,000 or just under $5,000, but I needed to pay it online over the phone, online.
Did she give you anything to qualify the debt?
No. Nope.
Tell her to send proof of the judgment. Right. Tell her to send a transcript of judgment with a case number, and you'll make arrangements to pay it. Or you do a bankruptcy. But you have to do either. I mean, you're not going to get away with it. Do you own anything right now?
Not anything significant.
And don't be tricked into making partial payment unless you get it in writing up front before you pay that it will dismiss the case or they won't come after you. What I'm saying to you is...
She was trying to get me...
What?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
She was trying to get you to pay a partial amount, right?
Right away, today.
Why don't you call back and say this? Listen carefully. This is what I would do. I should say this. I'm not going to tell you. This is what I would do. I'd call back and say, Miss Collection Lady, I believe in paying my bills. This was an unfortunate time in my life, and I want to make it right. Now, in your mind, that could be a bankruptcy for all you know, but for all she knows. But you're going to say that. And then you're going to say, or I would say something like this. So, give me a copy of the transcript of judgment with a case number, and as soon as I verify the judgment, I will gladly make arrangements. Now, of course, in your heart, that might be bankruptcy for all that she knows, but just tell her that. And then call us back and tell us what she says. Because then, if she says, then I'll see you in court, that means they don't have a judgment. Because a legit collector will give you all that information. Okay?
Okay.
Let us know what happens, Jeremy. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, will do a market analysis of your home, free for the asking, right now. Just call him. And it'll include photos and measurements and neighborhoods and square footage and comparables and inflation and interest rates, and it'll be real with no obligation to list. That's his service to you. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications.
Is my audio all
talks about measurement.
That was
The principles
I'm going
of
to put that down.
measurement are the same.
Okay, hold on.
The parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for it.
10 seconds, Tom.
The #1 audio company, iHeartMedia, gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
I love the best deals in water heaters. Euro Plumbing, Colorado.net. What do I mean by the best deals? Well, you judge for yourself. You can hardly do this yourself. Fully installed water heater, 40 gallons. That's $12.99. Listen to this. That's $12.99 with the old one removed. New water supply line, new flex line for the gas. And if you want a 50-gallon, it's just $13.99. And if you want any size, he guarantees he'll beat anyone's price, including instant water heaters or tankless. 303-668-6844, 668-6844, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Hey, American Restoration is a company you call if you have a property catastrophe. We just heard from someone today that said they had a property catastrophe with a sewer backup and a line break and all of that crap, and she was terrified, and they weren't treating her right. You need a restoration company that'll get the job done right. American Restoration 24/7. These are the people that will take the situation, mitigate dangerous substances, a fire, a flood, a broken pipe, sewage, asbestos, black mold, whatever. And they'll stop the danger and then clean it up and then rebuild if you want. They'll do as little or as much as you want. They're honest, and they have all the EPA certifications and knowledge and know how to do it. 8337-AM-REST, 8337-AM-REST, or online at amrest247.com, amrest247.com. Harris Family Law, that's a name you can trust for family law, but you know what? They also do estate work with or without family law. So let's say you need a will. Yeah, Harris Family Law does that. Let's say you want a trust. Harris Family Law does that. That's right. Harris Family Law for all your family needs. Now, if it's not a divorce, good. If you need to do an estate plan, look to HarrisFamilyLaw.com. Give them a call, 303-515-5000.
Harris Family Law, that's a name you can trust for family law, but you know what?
All right, I figured out what they were talking about.
Who's they?
YouTubers.
What are they talking about?
We had an echo. It should be gone now.
Okay.
Hey, peeps, is the echo gone? Is it gone? Gone like Tom's hair?
Yeah. Okay, write that down, please.
Got it.
Okay, thanks. Time, date.
That was hair.
Yeah, but it's related to the whole thing, the whole harassment thing.
I understand. Ah, boy.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you?
Hey, I just saw a mouse run under that thing behind you.
So many
Came right,
robocalls today.
yep, right from that little, looks like a paper treasure, over and around to back into your, wow.
Sure.
It's a little aggressive sucker right there.
You know what? If we didn't have 3 cats, I would have looked.
But do they know how to mouse?
Hey, why do you have a house sitter, by the way?
Oh, by the way, let me explain that to you. I meant to tell you, she's not available. She's like filled up for like a month or two, or 2 months actually. With I meant to tell Suze, doggone it. I didn't mean to ignore her. I called her and talked to her. She has some pet sitting jobs and walking jobs and all of that, and cannot make it. She's like tied up for the summer almost.
No, my question is, why do you have one? You don't have any pets.
No. She's not my house sitter.
And it's a gated community.
No, she's not my house sitter. She is someone who does house sitting that I know.
I understand.
No, yeah. No, that's right there, yeah.
Nico. What do you do? What do you do, little one? What's the little one do? What's the little one do? No.
15 seconds, gentlemen.
From the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's talk to Jim. Jim, you have some kudos. Go ahead, Jim. What's happening with you?
Yeah, here a while back, a buddy of mine had problems with his sewer line.
Uh-oh.
And I said, you know that know-it-all on the radio? He goes, Tom Martino? I said, yeah, call Plumline. And he called Plumline. They were out the same day. I had problems a year later. The house was built in 61. I've been in it since 72, and the sewer pipe broke underneath here a year or so ago. They dispatched a young man out there named Kurt. Kurt says, we got asbestos here, and we got this problem, but we take care of everything in-house.
Wow.
They gave me, I'm a disabled Vietnam veteran. They gave me 5 or 10% off. They showed up one morning, and they were out of here that afternoon. They brought it looked like a battalion in.
That is so cool.
And they never stopped for lunch. They just kept going.
Oh, thank you very much, by the way. Jim, we love hearing this stuff.
Well, like I say.
But don't...
Pardon me?
We love hearing this stuff, but you didn't have to insult me.
I didn't insult you. When somebody says to me, like they used to say, what do you think you are, Rush Limbaugh? And when somebody says, do you think you're Tom Martino? I go, I listen to the man. He's always got your back.
Okay. Well, Jim, thank you very much. And by the way, thank you for your service as a soldier. And that's plumlineservices.com. We love them. I've been with them from the beginning. Hey, John now wants to talk about a dealer. Go ahead, John. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom, I'll try to be quick. This is my daughter's vehicle, and she lives down in New Mexico, and she was up here visiting me on a weekend. I noticed it was leaking. Neighbor's kind of a weekend mechanic. He said, yeah, you really can't check the oil or the fluid on this easily, so we just put a quart in it. She drove it back down, started making calls from New Mexico to get it fixed. and finally got a hold of the dealership here in Denver to come up and check it.
No, wait a minute. I thought you said she went back home.
Yes, but she was on the phone trying to find a dealership that she could get the car into.
In New Mexico.
So she, yeah, but nobody could do it. They couldn't do it in Trinidad. They couldn't do it in Pueblo. It'd be 2 or 3 weeks down the road. So she wanted to get it taken care of.
So did she turn around and come back to you?
The next weekend, because she got a appointment here in Denver.
Where did she take it?
The appointment was, what's it called? Celebration Chevrolet. Used to be Ed.
And why did she have to go to a dealer and not just a mechanic?
Well, it's her husband's car. They just thought it was a newer car.
Okay. What year is it?
2018.
Okay. What kind?
Chevrolet Equinox.
Okay. So what's going on now?
So we go in on the appointment at 7 o'clock. They say this car had transmission issues, but your car doesn't qualify for the to get fixed under the plan that.
So it was it transmission fluid leaking or oil?
It was transmission, sir.
Okay. So then what?
So anyway, we leave it there. She doesn't hear anything from him the whole day, and she's going back the next day using one of our cars. And they said they couldn't get to it that day. She goes back home, starts calling each day. They haven't been able to get to it. They haven't been able to get to it. On Monday, the 27th, we dropped it off on Tuesday, the 21st at 7. On Monday, the 27th, they called her during the day and said it was ready, come get it. So I go in there to pick it up for her, and they say, we ran into a problem putting it back together, and you got more things wrong with it, and to come back the next day. But they had already charged her car the full amount that they were that it ended up being.
Well, hold on.
So
what were the additional complications? What did they say they did to fix it, first of all?
Well, they said they fixed the leak.
Did they say how they fixed the leak? I need to know that one first. Did they say how they fixed the tranny leak?
Well, they said there was this fluid pipe on the transmission that was leaking, and they replaced it. Which is an issue. Because I have the.
I get it. Then what?
Transmission rebuilt. So I come back on Tuesday, the 28th, and they say, "Here's your car. You owe us this much money, and by the way, you need a brand new transmission."
Okay, hold on a second. How much did they charge just to fix that tube?
Almost $1,000.
But then you're not saying that they caused the additional trouble, are you?
No, but I guess what I'm saying is they had a $199 non-refundable diagnostic charge, and I've talked to the service manager there, and I said, well, why am I paying for a diagnostic charge if all you did was fix the leak? Because their comment was, I brought it in for a leak, they fixed the leak, and then they did a diagnostic on it, which was driving the vehicle.
So, in other words, here's the bottom line. You paid $1,000 to get the leaky transmission fixed, and you paid $250 in addition to that for the diagnostic. Is that true?
Yeah, $200, yeah.
Okay, and the extra $200 told you needed a new tranny.
Yeah, but the diagnostic was just to drive the vehicle around the block.
No, I get it. But did you approve the diagnostic fee?
Well, they said they automatically do that up front, and it's non-refundable. So we were going to pay that $200 whether they did anything or not.
And you knew that, right?
I knew that.
Okay, so and I'm sorry that I'm not clear here. Are you complaining about the $1,000 repair or the $200 diagnostic?
Well, to find out both, really, because when I talked to the service manager, he said diagnostic doesn't mean plugging it into a computer. He says that means the technician has to get under there and he has to get into it.
Well, they probably did more than drive it, but here's what I need to know, John. First, when you brought it in, there was a bit of a diagnosis to find out where it was leaking and how to fix it. Then they fixed it, but there's no way to know you had a bad transmission until they fixed it and then drove it. So I don't see what they did wrong, and I'm trying to, and I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm saying I don't understand what you feel they did wrong.
I guess what I feel they did wrong was if they were going to do a diagnostic on it up front, to me that means they plug the car into a computer. The computer will spit out a code, what is wrong with it, and then they would have started from there.
Okay, are you saying...
I got this $1,200 on a transmission.
I get it. I get it. You spent $1,200 on a transmission that needs to be replaced. I get it. But I need to know, and probably from our expert, would they have known you had a bad transmission from a computer before they fixed the leak? I don't know that, John. I don't know if they did you wrong, because if they did, it's going to be an easy thing to cure. If they did useless repairs when they should have known the transmission was bad, then you can sue them in small claims court and surely win. But, Mark, do you think, it being from a somewhat of a background in the car business, what do you think? Do you think they hastily fixed the leak and then told them, by the way, you need a new transmission? Would you be pissed off that you just spent $1,000 or $1,200? I would be, but I wouldn't know. What do you think?
Yeah, and...
Is Mark there or not?
Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know.
Looks like he's on the phone.
Anyway, what I was going to say is I do listen to you, and you always say that, did you get some value for what they did?
Yes.
And I guess that's what the service manager is saying. Hey, you got the value of the leak fixed.
Well, no. However, I agree with you, John, that if they could have found out it was a bad transmission, they had somewhat of an obligation to do that before spending $1,000, especially if they were charging for a diagnostic. I'm not sure we can get Jeff Vick on, but I want to get him on before the end of the hour. If not, we'll bring you back in the morning. Hold on, let's find out. 303-713-8255.
Kel's working on Vic.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
For the most part, a pretty easy drive throughout the Denver Metro as we navigate that 1 o'clock hour. One incident over on the east end of town through Aurora. I-225 southbound approaching 6th Avenue, exit 8. We've got a brand new accident. No word of lane blockage. We are seeing stopped-up traffic back from 6th and about 5 minutes of delay driving through the scene. Into downtown, I-25 north and southbound showing posted speeds. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. We're seeing those clouds roll in from the west, expecting rain later in the evening throughout the metro. Snow in the foothills and high country tomorrow. Scattered showers. The current temperature in Denver is 60 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year.
All right, Tom, 10 seconds, buddy.
You've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
How many people really give you prices up front? I mean, Paul the Waterman does here because he loves what he does and he has cheap prices and inexpensive, I should say, for the best systems. What about the Art of Granite? They give you prices on the phone. Why? Because they love the deals they offer you and they know how they do it. They do all countertop materials, whether it be granite or anything else, anything, at cost. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom vanity free when you have the kitchen done. So now all they need is some square footage and what you want, and they know how much it will cost to fabricate and install it, and there's your price, and that's theartofgranite.com. Proud of the deals they offer you to a point where they're going to give you the price on the phone. That's theartofgranite.com. Love these people, and you will love them too. theartofgranite.com. And that number for your cost, for your price, 303-386-5919. It's amazing all the shit you have to sign just to go to a doctor. Jesus Christ. Damn, it took me a while to get that fucking dude.
All right, 15 seconds, gentlemen.
myaccidentlawyer.co, where you're not just a number. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let me talk to Jeff Vick at Kimmer Transmission real quick. Jeff, so I want to give you a scenario. A guy takes a car into you. It's 2018 Chevy Equinox leaking transmission oil. They find some kind of tube on the transmission leaking. I don't know what it was. They called it a little pipe or something. They fixed it. It was $1,000 plus a diagnostic fee of $200. Now they say he needs a new transmission. John's saying, wait a minute. Why would I spend $1,200 on a transmission that I need to replace? And I'm asking you, is there a way for them to know he needed a new transmission before fixing the leak? I don't know. I mean, does it make sense to you, Jeff?
That would really depend on the seriousness of that leak. I mean, if it was drivable when it came in?
John?
Driving it. Yes, we were driving it.
You were driving it. Did it have any symptoms? Was it lurching or lagging or spinning or what?
No, it wasn't. And I want to talk more about the pipe in a second. Yeah.
So you had no drivability issues. Tell me what they did for the $1,000.
They replaced this pipe, and according to the man that rebuilt the transmission, he gave me the pipe and said, they charged you on their invoice for a new pipe. He said, this isn't a new pipe, which that kind of gets my question.
Well, they charged you to fix it. I'm not making excuses for them. Maybe they screwed you.
No, they charged me for a new pipe.
Okay, hold on. Jeff, what I want to know is this. I don't even know what does a pipe look like, John?
It's a metal tube, let's go in one part of the transmission and go on another side to connect.
How big is the tube? How big? Like a straw?
No, it'd be a little bigger than two. I'd say maybe a 1/4-inch pipe.
Okay, so well, that's what a straw is, by the way, I think. But anyway, Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff, what do you think?
If it was drivable when it came in, if they charged him for a $200 diag, it should have been identified that the transmission was faulty prior to doing any other repair.
Okay, you see what, John? Maybe they screwed you, and you need to take them to small claims court and say, you know what? You spent me money I didn't need. Now, you're not arguing that they ruined the transmission. You're arguing that they spent money you didn't need to spend. Now, I would,
Correct.
I would literally sue them for $1,200 in small claims court. That's what I would do. I mean, we can call and try to get this solved for you and see if they would, if Celebration Chevy would do this voluntarily. We can give this to Smarty Marty. Let's do that to begin with. Give it to one of our people and see if he can negotiate something for you. It sounds to me like they didn't have to do this. Jeff, there are ways to tell if a transmission is bad, but it has to be drivable.
Well, yeah, and you're going to want to do at least some sort of diagnostic prior to performing repairs so that if there's another issue going on, you can either advise the customer or you're prepared for, whatever's coming down the pike.
And the only time you can't do that is when it's not running, right?
Yeah, if it's not running or if this leak was severe enough, you literally couldn't drive it very far.
Okay.
You had to repair it before you could drive it.
I get it, Jeff.
You also want to protect yourself against your customer coming back and saying, hey, I wasn't doing this before.
Jeff, thank you very much. That's denvertrans.com, 303-693-1400, the corner, basically the southeast corner area of Jordan and Arapahoe and Jordan. John, thanks for calling. Listen, Kachina Calori is going to hook you up with Deputy Smarty Pants. Let me talk to paulthewaterman.com for the best water system at the lowest prices. I know you do drinking water under $1,000 fully installed. I know you do water softening under $2,000 fully installed. I want to know, what is an all-in-one system? What does that mean, all-in-one? That's more than softening? Okay, what is it? What is it?
So it does conditioning, and so it removes the hardness. It removes the total chlorine content.
So hold on. So it goes farther than softening.
Correct.
A regular softener doesn't remove the chlorine.
Correct.
But this all-in-one does. What else does it do?
Also removes the PFAS out of the water.
So all those forever chemicals.
Right.
So it basically gives you drinking water, yes?
Yes.
But not reverse osmosis water.
Correct. Absolutely
now,
correct.
if you get an all-in-one, you do have way better quality drinking water.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
But you don't need the extra reverse osmosis, or do you?
I recommend it because of the pharmaceutical issue.
Because, okay, so the PFAs come out,
right?
The chlorine comes out,
right?
But not the dissolved pharmaceuticals.
Right. Correct.
Those are in every drinking water of every commercial or municipal plant, right?
Absolutely, yes it is.
But they're diluted, but still, they're in your body.
Right.
Okay, so in addition to the all-in-one, you would put like I have at my kitchen, a reverse osmosis system?
Yes.
Okay, how much because you're proud of pricing, and nothing's cheap, but the all-in-one on its own, how much is that for the whole house?
So right now we have that on sale for $42.95. Normally.
That's incredible in and of itself. A plumber would charge $12,000 for that.
Right.
Okay, so, and then add to that the RO, what would it be?
$950.
So for about $5,000, basically, you're all in.
You're all in, you're all covered.
That is wonderful. So wait a minute. So you have softening, great laundry, great skin, great showers. You have the PFA is gone, the chemical's gone.
Right.
You have the chlorine gone.
Right.
Then the reverse osmosis gives you great drinking water.
Right.
Great coffee, great whatever. Unbelievable. That's paulthewaterman.com, by the way. God, I'm glad that I asked him about that one. All right. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
After a quiet afternoon, we're starting to see some slow spots throughout the Denver Metro. Nothing too major. I-25, both north and southbound roads. Looking at sub-highway speeds into downtown between Alameda and Spear Boulevard. Out east to Aurora, I-225 southbound at Alameda. A recent accident has been all cleared. We're still seeing some jamming back from 6th That should clear up soon. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. That may not be the case for very long. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. We are expecting rain this afternoon into the evening with highs in the 60s. Overnight low of 34. And out in the foothills and high country, expectations of snow. The current temperature is 60 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Discover credit cards do something.
10 seconds, Tom. You're next.
Automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
You know, I'm really serious when it comes to being safe when investing money. The older you are, the more safe you have to be. And I'm telling you, mymoneymyway.com is the one I believe in because they have two options. Overfunding life insurance for those who can put away a few hundred a month. It's conservative. It's safe. It provides income for life. It also, or paychecks for life, it also can give you money to use during your life instead of credit cards that you pay back to yourself. Then you have, of course, annuities that are even a different level of protection, guaranteed never to lose a dime, including your gains. And that is an unbelievable system. So go to mymoneymyway.com or 303-779-6600. Let's talk about window coverings. Made in the Shade. Good people, great products, all popular brand names. And Made in the Shade will get you all of the best with a designer to help you pick it out. They estimate free, meaning they come in and measure everything and then help you buy the right stuff, and then their in-house installers install it, and then you have the manufacturer's warranty plus Made in the Shade installation warranty. For any window covering you can name, it's Made in the Shade. You can Google them or look them at referralist.com, look for them, and then it's 720-458-6566, 720-458-6566.
All right, 15 seconds, gentlemen.
Dr. Ronnie Jackson wants a cognitive test. Fallout continues after Tucker Carlson leaves Fox News and Representative Jim Jordan on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Paul, you went out to a guy that was having trouble with an ice maker, and thank you for going there. You had to go far. And the warranty on the refrigerator said, man, we're tired of replacing things. It's your water. Did you verify that? What did you find? Hold on. So what did you find?
Yeah, he had hard water. His water softener wasn't working. And so the first thing I did is test it on the hot water side and then the cold water side. So his water hardness was 7 grains per gallon.
That's a lot?
That's a lot. On a scale of...
Enough to clog up that ice machine?
Right, absolutely. See...
Why wasn't his softener working?
It's
was
hard
it old?
to say. Yeah, it was a retail generic brand system.
So what did you do? So are you replacing that for him?
Yeah, we're going out tomorrow if the weather holds up. We're going to go out. He's up in Morrison in the foothills.
And you're saying that is definitely, you think, the problem with that ice
machine.
Absolutely. And it wasn't the manufacturer of the refrigerator.
Correct, right. So the technicians really didn't know. They were at a loss. I'm sure they called, and that's when they got the advice that, it's a water issue.
Can you tell me what other, in your opinion, what other problems are caused by hard water other than ice machines? I can see where it can clog up showers and, those little holes in the shower heads and all of that, right?
Faucets and also they can, hot water heating system, boiling system.
I heard dishwashers too.
And their dishwasher quit working too, ironically.
Ah, you think that's all related?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Hard water also creates the soap gunk that clogs your drains. Right.
So you're telling me with soft water in a house, you can literally wash without detergent and only use your, let's put it this way, your detergents just to spot treat, basically.
Absolutely correct.
And it's amazing how water in and of itself, that's why Zero Res.
That's right, Zero Res, they use reverse osmosis water. That's what they do. I use reverse osmosis water in my carpet shampooer.
On your home unit.
On my own home, yeah, absolutely do.
And it's absolutely a thing that water can do, because water is naturally, when done right, a cleaning agent.
Right, absolutely correct. Water's aggressive, and so with soft water, it's going after the stain, breaking down the food and the buildup that's in the carpets.
Right, that's paulthewaterman.com, by the way, if you want to get a hold of him. That's 303-862-5554. Now, I'm going to give you another number. And this number can be your lifeline to us. You leave a message, tell someone to leave a message. We'll always get back to them and get them on the show. They never have to hold. It's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And remember, save all your problems for me.
All right, you're clear, buddy.
See you, bro.
At Real
Bye, Mark.
And stay